Oh my! She took my head off. Hi.
Hello. Hello.
English?
Hello.
Anybody?
Hello everyone. Hello everybody.
Hello, Long Time.
Oh my god, I got one-shotted. I got one-shotted by the bird.
Buddy, I'm gonna name you Gizmo. No! Gizmo! Didn't even shine my damn light.
You missed. I saw that. That's why you don't roll in Asura. When you're that small, you just can't see where you're going. Oh my god, Cersei. I hate you, Cersei! You are gonna die in the hands of Jaime next season. That's my prediction anyway. Your own brother is gonna kill you, Cersei. And I'll laugh and scream in joy when that happens.
Oh no, oh my
Oh,
god!
whoa! Holy cow, that's a big whale!
It's actually trying to destroy the raft, guys.
Whoa!
Oh shit, it's going to run!
Dude! Son of a gun! Son of a gun! Melee! Son of a gun! Come on! Die! You're gonna die! I'm gonna kill you! I'm good at melee! I play World of Warcraft, I play all kinds of MMOs, you will not beat me melee! I did it! I killed someone!
No, I'm friendly, dude. Look, I'm not shooting you. Look.
I primarily use heavy and light. Oh, Cersei Lannister! No! No! Get away from me, Cersei! Oh, you've become 3 level! Holy fuck! That's the Reaver Holler.
What's your name?
Bravo.
Oh, in my language it means sadness.
Oh,
Thanks.
kind of represents me.
Okay, here's the first dungeon chest. If I get anything other than a distillate, I will get a heart attack. Son of a gun, I got something other than a distillate. That's like the first time ever. I should say that more often. And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Drew Matron here. Welcome back to the channel for another live stream. Tonight we're doing The Elder Scrolls Online, the new Markarth DLC. Real quickly, I want to say hi to everybody in chat. We got Paul, Joe with the smiley face. What's up, Joe? And we got High Risk. What's up? Says my favorite MMO news guy. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. MMO news guy. I could get used to that. So anyway, for those of you guys that missed it, I did a test stream earlier in the week. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, to make sure that when I jump into the new content for ESO, Guild Wars 2 on the 17th, and then Shadowlands, World of Warcraft on the 23rd, that everything will be running smoothly. So I hope tonight, fingers crossed, goes really smoothly, no stream issues. But I'm gonna need you guys' help. If you guys see any stuttering, or if there's audio issues, you can't hear the dialogue in the background or anything at all, point it out to me and I will try and fix that ASAP. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to be jumping into my Templar, which was my main character in ESO. I haven't played him for about 9 months because I've been doing Edelgard, who's my Necromancer. She's finished this year's main expansion, which was the Greymoor chapter, and I did do like one quest in Markarth, but I'm going to ignore her. We're going to do it on a fresh character. So this could be fun. Any ESO players in chat right now? Have you guys done the new Markarth DLC? What do you guys think? We got Chris in chat. Hey Chris, long time no see, man. He says, hey Hav, how goes the battle? Hope all is well. The battle goes good, I suppose. We're all trying to survive and make do with what we got, right? I've been pretty much just gaming and writing and gaming and writing. Making videos, of course, lots to come. And this month is pretty exciting. Lots of new content, of course. Hyrus is Guild Wars 2 player, but willing to give this one a try for variety's sake. You know, Guild Wars 2 and ESO does share some similarities. I mean, they're completely different MMOs. but I personally jump between them a lot. But I've played more Guild Wars 2 this year than I have ESO, strangely. Gonna have to turn the audio down on my in-ears headphone. It's pretty loud. Okay, my only concern is rotations for my Templar. I guess it's good that ESO doesn't have that many skills on your hotbar. I mean, you get 2 weapons to swap between those. But it should come back to me like riding a bicycle. I always say this. Hopefully I won't screw up too much. Well, other than that, what have you guys been playing this weekend? We got Mazidi! Bro, long time no see. How you doing, man? What's up? And Hyris is just curious, for someone new to Elder Scrolls Online, does it have a good depth of lore like the single-player games like Skyrim? Absolutely. You know, one thing about Elder Scrolls Online is it tries to embody that spirit of the Elder Scrolls games with the lore. I think it's fantastic. There's so much to pour into. It takes place, what, almost 1,000 years before the events of the Elder Scrolls V. The lore writers have spent hours and hours, you know, making all these Elder Scrolls books and stuff that you would find in-game, and bookshelves, lore books in the world, and the story does touch upon these things, but you will need some of the DLC to really get into some of the backstory of, you know, like for example, Daedric Princess, which has a big part to play in the vanilla game storyline. On top of that, you know, you will revisit some older threads of story. For example, the first chapter that came out was for Morrowind, and I know a lot of people enjoy that. Let me just grab my daily rewards here and then we'll be on our way. Why am I in a skeleton outfit? Oh yeah, that's for the Halloween, right? Okay, so shall we get started on the Markarth DLC? For ESO, if you want to start a new DLC, you go under your stories, under collections, look at what you have, Zone DLC, and from there just pick the newest one or any one that you have unlocked but haven't started. All the quest chains you can just start from this screen if you want to. So here's Markarth. Let's go ahead and accept that. I need to meet Count Verandis of House Ravenwatch, which is great, by the way, for those of you that play ESO. You will first meet Count Verandis back in Rivenspire, I believe. So they're bringing back all these old characters from, you know, the base game stories. Most people won't remember that, but it's nice for those of us that do. So we're gonna head to Ravenwatch. Just get to the map real quick. Here's Western Skyrim, and here is the Reach, and this is where we want to go. So it's a good thing that I've already unlocked my way shrine. Let's go ahead and click that and auto port. Yeah, so any questions in between, feel free to ask. I'll try and answer them as best as I can. We have Victor in chat. Hey Victor, he says, I almost came back to ESO just because of the Life Leech ring in the Markarth DLC. Almost. Coming back for just the ring? I mean, that sounds like a great ring to have in whatever leech build you're using. I gotta be honest, I haven't really looked into what the new gear sets are. Like, some people that I know have been telling me that from a gear perspective, ESO hasn't really done anything.
Off, Reeker. Ard Kaddock refuses to see you. Now go, before I gut you.
The Ard needs to hear what I have to say.
Story starting.
It is imperative that we speak.
Alright, if you guys could not hear that, if you guys could not hear the voiceovers, please let me know and I'll bump up the audio. Okay, what we're going to do here is I'm just going to go through the main story. I'm going to ignore most of the side quests tonight. I'm going to try and knock out the main story. And then I want to do the solo arena, which is one of the main features here in the Markarth DLC. It's right down there, the Vaitshran Hollows. The last arena, which was like a group kind of dungeon thing, so, you know, was 5 years ago, and this one is for solo players. So if you fancy yourself, give it a shot. I know I'm gonna get my ass kicked, but whatever. Okay, while we talk to Verandis,
Good to see you, my friend.
I will be checking in on your chat.
In this desolate place. The Grey Host has turned his attention upon the Reach, but the local ruler refuses my help. This so-called despot of Markarth thinks walls and sentries will hold back their fury.
You guys are not hearing the beeping in the audio, right? Because that's the receiver not receiving any audio. If that is being broadcasted, that would suck. We have Michael in chat. He says, hey, haven't been playing anything, QQ, waiting for Shadowlands. That's totally fine. I mean, that's only like a couple of weeks from now. We got Snoosu. Hey, Snoosu says, hey, I'm surprised you're not streaming Bless Online. Well, you've just busted my plans for tomorrow, because tomorrow, Sunday night for me, would be Sunday morning for a lot of you folks in the West. I will be streaming Bless Online, because I have so many things to say about it, and, well, I don't want to spoil it, but there's so much to go through with Bless. You can hear him? Good, okay. Let's go and move this along.
𝒂𝒊𝒍𝒊𝒍, self-proclaimed ruler of the Reach. He rarely ventures out of Understone Keep these days. I've come to offer my assistance, but he refuses to listen. Meanwhile, even here in the shadow of the city, Grey Host agents plot and conspire. An alliance of vampires, witches, and werewolves bent on slaughter and conquest. I want to protect the Reach, but to do that, I need to uncover the Grey Host's plans and secure 𝒂𝒊𝒍𝒊𝒍's cooperation. Would you be willing to help me in this?
Absolutely.
With your help, we may save the Reach yet. While I continue to exert diplomatic pressure, I need you to find information the Ard will consider valuable. Something concerning the rebels that plague his rule, perhaps. Start by talking to the Sentry.
You know, Skyrim can't catch a break. There's so much happening for those of you that are following the story. I mean, this starts pretty much the same as Greymoor. You know, threat from the Grey Host, vampires, werewolves, all that stuff.
They respect
and
strength
while we
and
dealt with
skill,
it, there's
and
still
they
remnants of
believe
that
in
running
reward
around,
and
and the Reach,
favors.
of course, has been
If we can
independent.
bring something important to the Ard while demonstrating
But they
these
don't know
qualities,
sort of like the
I think
dangers
he'll
that's
agree to
lurking
hear
here in
us
the
out.
Reach. So we have another stubborn ruler to go and plead to beware of the Grey
If we're to
Watch.
stop the Grey Host,
The Grey
and help
Host,
the Reach,
sorry.
we don't have a choice. At the
Grey
very
Watch.
least, we need his
Where's Grey Watch
resources
from?
and support. In my time here, I have heard about these rebels, but I'm not sure the extent of their rebellion. See what you can learn.
Absolutely.
Remember, remain respectful but wary when dealing with Reach folk.
I'll deal with them however I want to. I mean, I had enough. In the Greymoor chapter, you did a whole bunch of these trying to convince people that shit's happening and they just can't see it. Sometimes it gets frustrating as a player
Didn't you hear?
to see that sort of shit
You
play
and that
out.
fancy bastard aren't welcome here. Get, or I'll make a scarf out of your guts.
Okay, like 10 seconds in and I can already tell you, I like the people of the Reach. They absolutely take no BS.
We know all about the blood drinkers and the beast folk. We were dealing with them just fine before 𝒂𝒊𝒍𝒊𝒍 called us back to Markarth. The witch rebels are a bigger threat, along with outsiders who try to get into our business.
Witch rebels?
Some wilder witch has been stirring up the clans to the east of Markarth, making trouble for 𝒂𝒊𝒍𝒊𝒍. But we'll have her head on a pike soon enough. Look, if you want to see the Ard, then bring news he doesn't know. Something about the rebels.
You got it, lady. So gather information. I mean, it is Sunday morning here. I am playing on the North American Mega server. So hopefully, as we explore the map, are there bosses here? Well, maybe I just haven't discovered any, but yeah, let's see if there's anything to do in the landscape. I think the past 3 DLCs, you know, on the map content, you had things like, oh crap, that is gonna be loud. Sorry, everybody, and that's gonna be loud too. We just turned vibration off my phone. And move every heavy object away from the microphone. Okay, we got Starlight in chat. Hello. Hey Starlight, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Mazidi says, I hope we viewers will get many streams in this month because so many games have updates. That's the plan, brother. I did the test stream earlier in the week and everything seems a-okay. So yes, I am back to streaming. Now the one thing I'm not sure about, of course, is Twitch. Some people have been saying, hey, would you go back to streaming on Twitch? Maybe. I'm thinking about doing this restream thing where you can stream in both Twitch and YouTube
Stay here as long as you like.
at the
I'm
same
done
time.
waiting for 𝒂𝒊𝒍𝒊𝒍 to muster the clans.
Who's talking?
Are you now? And what do you plan to do about it? Join those rebels? You wouldn't have the first clue about how to find them.
That's where you're wrong. Connell says they're gathering in the eastern foothills.
Well, then your head can wind up on a pike with the rest of them, you damn fool.
I like that. It's got a bit of like Scottish in there. I don't know. But the lady back there was like so very American accent, and this one's like Scottish. So the Reachmen have an interesting mix. Discord among their myths. 2 more sources of information. Let's find out what's happening. Yeah, as I was saying, we're gonna get, or I hope there's more dynamic style events in the map. After a while, you know, you come across a boss and you're like, See, I'm trying to remember what the thing is. The anchor, that's what it's called. It comes down from the sky. We got that for like 2 years straight. We saw that in Somerset. Well, technically, Somerset's one came out of the ground. That's a geyser. And elsewhere, it was just dragons, which was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss seeing dragons flying around the sky.
Damn witch rebels are as bad as the damn vampires.
Hello, Malkor. What do you got?
Get away from me, you reeker. You think a reach warrior with only one good leg can't cut you? Well, think again.
Okay, I just want to know what happened.
The Grey Host? Does it look like I've been bitten or clawed? It was the damn witch rebels. And they can't tell a reach folk from a monster any better than you can. They thought I was one of those invaders. Spirits, take the lot of them. Aye, like a pack of wild dogs they were. Kept shouting, Arana, Arana, as they bore down on me. I took an arrow in the leg before they listened to me. Before they decided I wasn't an invader. I think Arana spoke to me. I think she was their leader.
I took an arrow in the leg? Come on, ZeniMax. Way to dodge. If you're gonna go full Skyrim, go all out.
No, like ghosts these rebels are. I plan to return to Markarth and petition the Ard to let me take a war party out to find them. They must be hiding in the eastern foothills. I don't care if they are fighting the Grey Host. They're mine.
Okay, so from this guy so far, what we gather is, yep, Grey Host is out there, and early back with the lady, she did talk about rebel witches, so my first instinct is that maybe we're dealing with something else here, which is the rebel witches are a bigger threat than the Grey Host, but it seems like the rebel witches are hunting the Grey Host, so we may have a common ally? I don't know. Now, how do we get up there? I need to get up there for this one. Alright, checking back in chat. Did I miss anything? Hey, Midichlorian, what's up? Says hello briefly before lunch, not hearing anything weird. Sweet. Well, you most probably heard the bang then, because that was so close to the mic. What else we got? Steven, hey Steven, he says, beta, bless, PC sucks. It's still an Xbox port. Yep, it is full-on console. From my experience of playing it so far, it is... The mouse and keyboard controls are a bit wonky at best because it is simply trying to negate how the game was built for consoles. So it's not not native. That's what I'm trying to say. You can port your or you can map your keys accordingly, but the UI design and navigation is clearly built for consoles. You can't even click stuff on the UI with your mouse, so that gets kind of annoying. Well, I'll show you tomorrow. Don't worry about it. For those of you who didn't get a beta key for Bless, we will be streaming it tomorrow. Unless there's heavy resistance to that. So let me know in chat about that. Tomorrow's up for grabs, I'm going to say that. But Bless is in my plans to stream. Okay, let's just skim through this real quick. Our spies in Markarth report the members of the Witch Rebellion have infiltrated the city. Excellent. Let's see. Leave the city, join them in the hills to the east. No normal, self-respecting mortal would trade a warm house for a bare skin hovel. But as our Ashen Lord routinely reminds us, the Reach folk are neither normal nor self-respecting. We cannot allow any Reach folk to evacuate the city. Let these rebels fear the woods and flee the night. The sooner they die, the sooner our plans come to fruition. Bound in blood. Pentarch haltering. Yeah, so why don't we just let the rebels and the Grey Host just fight? What has it got to do with us? Crap. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh. Hey. Thought ESO had fall damage. Pretty sure it does. I just lucked out there. Yeah, if there's any ESO players in chat that have already done Markarth DLC again, I want to hear your thoughts. Not that it's going to influence me whatsoever or my experience. I just want to hear. I like to hear things. Is the arena doable solo for like a casual noob like me? That's important. I want to know if I, in my scrubby gear, haven't played my Templar in almost 9 months, will I be able to jump into the arena and survive? Okay, back to the chat. What's up? We have Snoozer says, move all the heavy objects near the mic. I want to hear more banging. That's, other people are not going to like that at all. It says, don't return to Twitch. The DMCA's and rampant interruptive advertisements isn't worth dealing with. You're better off sticking to YouTube. See, that's, I've always sort of felt that way. Just give me a second, guys. I want to check out this keep right now. I'm a sucker for ESO city designs. This looks pretty awesome, actually. And if it's a better hub, I'm always looking out for, you know, new places to park my character. It looks pretty decent. You've got the Outlaw's Refuge here, Way Shrine, all your traders in one spot, crafting in one spot. That looks like a pretty decent distance to run. Bank over there. Sweet. You can, of course, if you have Skyrim installed. I like watching videos of people doing the A and B, checking out how it looked like in ESO for the Skyrim DLCs, and then checking out how they looked in Elder Scrolls V. Okay, before we start up...
Yeah, my friend. Oh. Was your hunt successful?
Where are you? Oh, right here. Let me just finish up in chat before I move on here. We have Quingnum! Hey, long time no see, dude. How are you? Markarth's next step to the meme is, I can't have children anymore. I got a knee to the balls. We'll take it. We need to see that in Elder Scrolls 6 for it to become an actual meme. Quingnum says, I haven't started it. Well, yeah. No biggie. I mean, what else? Console players are going to do it on the 9th of November. Markarth DLC comes out on the 9th for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So there are still ESO players out there who's not touched this.
Ardkadak holds court as we speak. We'll never have a better chance to gain an audience with him. Did your investigation uncover anything we can use?
Yes, sir. The rebel leader might be Arana. They're gathering in the Eastern Hills.
Arana? I have heard that name during my time here. Did you happen to learn what these rebels are rebelling against?
Nope, but they've got spies in the city.
Flee the city? With a grey host prowling the countryside? Well, that's 3 valuable pieces of information. I want you to represent me before Ardkadak. Explain what you learned and convince him to finally agree to meet with me. Speak with the Ard Sentry. You'll need to convince her to gain an audience with Kadak. I think the information you uncovered about the rebels will be enough to interest the despot of Markarth, but you can never be too certain with Reach folk. I'm lucky to have made it this far into the city. Kadak and his entourage have little patience for a noble such as myself, especially a noble from a land they consider to be the home of their enemy. Now, this task is better in your hands.
It's always like this.
I shall wait around here and continue to discreetly learn what I can about the Reach and its people. I also want to think about Arana and her rebels. Maybe there's a way to add them to our arsenal.
Right, I'll do the talking as usual. What do you got?
You again? You dare to disgrace Understone Keep with your presence, outsider? That takes guts, I'll give you that. What's your business in the Ard's Keep?
I bring info from Count Verandis concerning the witch rebels.
Do you now? And you want to share that information with Ardkadak? You're certainly full of surprises, outsider. All right, I'll allow you to approach the throne, if your courage holds out. Fair warning, the Ard's in a foul temper today.
Bring it on.
Not yet you don't, but you will. Ardkadak's as likely to remove your head from your shoulders as listen to you, so talk fast, outsider. And remember, the Ard has no patience for fools or flatterers. Keep that in mind.
Well, I'm just trying to help, but I've been made to feel very unwelcome. Okay, checking chat. Z says, can you know your sub and viewer majority from where? I assume Malaysians are minority. Yes, actually. I mean, if any of you guys here do YouTube, you'll know you have a dashboard and you can see your statistics like demographics, which countries are your main viewers, and which age group. And mine, surprisingly, is weird for age group. Yeah, but yeah, I think Southeast Asia is below 10%. Malaysia is even lower than that, Mazidi. And we got Toby. Hey, Toby. Welcome back, Adrian. Thank you. Levinus says, thanks for your content as always, Adrian. Thank you, Levinus. I appreciate that. More to come. Stay tuned. Anything you see me stream, you can bet that there will be a follow-up video, either in a review format or something close.
For letting you in here. You're not of the Reach or the clans. You've either got the sense of a goat or the heart of a saber cat, and I'm eager to find out which. Now, speak plainly. What brings you to the despot?
Oh, it's so frustrating. Like, I like his look and his demeanor and the act and everything, but he's got the same face and beard as I have. I'm pretty sure. Maybe even the same hairstyle. I'll check out later. Hang on.
The fancy elf, who won't take no for an answer, huh? Yeah, he should have made this offer earlier. News concerning the rebels is a beast worth skinning. Tell me something I don't know.
They have spies in the city.
Spies?
How about that?
In my city? Well, that would explain some things, but that and a vague location aren't enough to get me to sit down and drink with a high elf. What else have you got? And remember, my patience is wearing thin.
I think the leader of the witch rebels is named Arana.
Arana? I know that name. She's a honey-tongued fanatic who refused to bury her sword when I forged a peace with the Grey Host. She's slippery, eh? But I didn't realize she led the rebels. Sniffing out her Reach witch. That
Make peace with the Grey Host. Okay, that's interesting. We did not know that.
Aye. They agreed to spare the city while they look for some ancient relic. Dwarven, I suspect.
Ah, bingo.
They can have it. Verandis wants to meet.
Yeah, so
then talk to my advisor.
That leads to the second zone. So Reach comes with two zones, one on land and one underneath, which is the Dwarven Ruins. I suppose that's where the story's going. Now, remember, take a good look at this guy again, right?
Find her on.
Right? Okay, now look at me. Ah, damn it, I'm wearing my polymorph thing. How do I get rid of... Is there a way to cancel? Yeah, you can cancel buffs. There you go. That's me. Okay, now I feel like an idiot for doing that because those buffs were actually XP boosts from the and I got rid of them. Oh, yeah, but that's my appearance and that's his. We could be brothers.
I couldn't help but overhear ardkadek's voice. It carries. Now tell me about the leader of the witch rebels. The name you provided? Arana?
Uh-huh.
Therein lies the problem. Reach witches are experts at losing themselves in the many caves and copses.
I'm gonna skip this along real quick.
Actually, that task falls to you.
Favor for a
favor?
favor?
For a favor, yes.
Find
That's
Arana.
how business works here. Locate the rebels. Find a... That look on your face. I know curiosity when I see it. Very well. I can spare a few more moments before sending you off.
No, thank you. I'm in a rush. I want to get as far as I can and jump into the arena. I do have a second character, my necromancer. So usually what I do is I play through as much as I can on one character, either on stream or whatever, for videos and grab footage for review. And then I've got a second character that I'll soak in the story for my own personal enjoyment.
Moments than I've been able to do since I arrived in this savage land. We'll find a runner, see if the witch rebels will join our cause. I will continue my own investigation.
Okay, let's go get Arana. East of the mountains, that's what they say. Alright, I'm gonna check in chat. Okay, we got Ground. Hey Ground, what's up? How you doing? It says Moin Adrian. Moin is Northern German dialect for good morning, but you can say it all day, also in the evening. Ah, Northern German. Moin. So what's Guten Tag? That's like normal I'm pretty sure I butchered that, right? But I'm pretty sure that's like normal German. We've got Gaga Haha. It says, hi, hello Gaga Haha. How are you doing? All the way down there. Let's go for a ride. Yeah, I could get used to this city. The layout's pretty decent. Ground says, it's a good day. Ah, okay, so guten Tag is good day. And you spoke it quite good. Sweet. I'd be happy to learn more. If you guys put your, teach me some basic words in your language, that would be cool.
None of these weak strangers could face.
Yeah, so if you see side quests as I'm playing through this, I'm going to skip most of them. In some ways, like if you're new to ESO or if you're like a returning player kind of like wondering what's the deal. So side quests, most of the side quests you come across in ESO ties into the zone narrative, but it's not part of the overarching main story, if you will. So you won't miss out too much if you skip stories, but you can always come back and do them later. ESO is not one of those games where you feel like you have to absolutely finish every quest you come across or you won't hit a level or something like that. That doesn't work in ESO. You can pretty much go anywhere, do whatever, no level limits. Oh, what is that? That just showed up. Okay, that's gonna be hard. Bar. Great lift. So what? That takes us underground. Let's see the other map. So this is the Black Reach Arc. Oh boy, Arctizan Cavern. I guess this is like the second part of the Reach DLC. 3 sky shards down here. So we're gonna go down here some point because it is part of the DLC story, based on what I read in the preview. Reach Wind Depths and yeah, hopefully we won't be doing any underground stuff too much. I want to be overland for a bit. If anyone played Greymoor the chapter, you know, you spent a lot of time in the sub-level within Blackreach, which was great for those of you that liked it. I kind of liked it too because it reminded me of the Lord of the Rings Online, you know, when you play through the Mines of Moria expansion in Lotro. I spent a month, 2 months underground in Moria, and it was pretty awesome. So playing through Greymoor, when you go through the Black Rock, the Black Reach, and you take your time, and my God, why am I mixing stuff up? Black Rock, where's that from? Is that a WoW thing? Black Rock? I think so. But I meant to say the Black Reach.
Belong to the Reach folk, Rover. Turn around and go back the way you came, or I'll have your nose for a trophy.
Ooh, feisty. I'm looking for the Witch Rebels. I need to speak.
Witch Rebels, huh? That's just a label applied by the oppressors, don't you think? Look, we have enough trouble with those Greyhost bastards and Carrick's soldiers. We don't need a curious outsider blundering around and getting in our way too.
Blundering around. I'm hunting the Greyhost too. I need to talk to your leader.
You're a hunter? Truly. Sounds more like Carrick and his keep witch getting up to more mischief. You want to befriend the witch rebels? Then prove it. The Greyhost has set up stockpiles nearby. Find out what they're storing, and then we'll talk.
Copy that.
The stockpiles were spotted to the east, and if I knew for certain...
Understood. East and south. Now again, you know, for the benefit of moving the stream along, you saw me skip a whole bunch of dialogue there. That's another great thing about ESO. You want to soak in the lore. You want to know more about these characters and what you're doing. ESO is one of those games that will absolutely lay out for you what you're doing, why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, and what they expect to accomplish for, you know, by you carrying out those tasks, all in those dialogues. So you could probably spend like 3 minutes just sitting there. Okay, here comes the combat. I have not used my Templar in combat for a while, so let me flip my bar, see what I got in there. Okay. It doesn't matter. ESO, landscape content and ESO it's a walk in the park. Okay, what are we looking for? Witch Pike Fragment. Anything else here? No? Grey Host History, ta-da, lore book. So who was asking if ESO had rich lore? This is one example of that. You can find books out in the wild, and anything that you collect, you can then go back into your collectibles. Damn it. It's here somewhere where you can read through everything that you've got. There you go, lore library. You know, there's 3,888 books to collect, and once you collect it, you can read it. See, I was worried about my Templar, but now I'm just like two-shotting mobs. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, or what's changed. But for reference, my character is a scrub. He does not have the best gear.
How do you always find yourself
So you can see I'm using only purple gear, and I'm still using like basic leveling gear. For anybody that played ESO in the past, the Magnus set is something from like the 2015s and 16s, where, you know, it's like the most basic of sets. It's Magnus and Julianus for Magicka users. I'm still on those basic sets, and I haven't even bothered to get it up to gold tier. So you won't have any problem with landscape difficulty, unless of course you try and solo the harder ones that are up. Yo, what was that? What was that? Trying to scare me, huh? Why did that happen? Is that because of the ritual site over here? Well, if that's the case, let's go take down that ritual site. That was spooky. Alright, so the landscape dynamic sort of event kind of follows the Greymoor chapter, where you've got people doing all these, you know, rituals in the landscape, and once they call down the ritual, it becomes like a geyser or an anchor. There's a name for the anchor, I can't remember what it's called. Okay, checking in on checking on chat while I wait for this to happen. We have, False Black Cavalier? It says, wow, see Markarth make me miss Skyrim. Yeah, I know. See, that's the thing with ESO. The last 2 years they've been on a nostalgia trip. First of all, bringing dragons back in the Elsewhere chapter last year. The entire season, which is basically 1 year, 4 DLCs for ESO, was based around the return of the dragons to Northern Elsewhere and Southern Elsewhere. And then this year, it was all about Skyrim. So, you know, for those of us that love Elder Scrolls, love Skyrim, it's an absolute blast to go back and see Skyrim almost 1,000 years before the Elder Scrolls 5 and compare things, learn new things, see it in a different time. But there's some of us, of course, that are, you know, we know what ZeniMax are trying to do. They're milking the hell out of the nostalgia factor. And once it's over, what else can ZeniMax Online Studios, you know, pull nostalgia from? Oblivion, Cyrodiil, they've already done that, but not from a story perspective. Okay, so since this isn't popping, I'm just gonna move the story along. Let's get more Grey Host stockpiles. And we got Nicholas in chat. It says, hey, hello mate, thank you for your nice streamings. Oh, you're very welcome. Although I myself don't think the streams are that great in quality. I just stream for the fun of it. You know, I'm not like a major streamer with great settings and epic quality. Look, my mic, I don't even have a pop filter, which is something I ordered online. True story, I ordered it before I moved, and it never arrived. I think they sent it to my old address, and I don't know what happened there. But it was a cheap pop filter, so I'm probably gonna get a new one. I also need those ring lights. You know, those Instagram beauty people, they have their white ring light. I see lots of streamers using that. And, you know, it just hit me. Hey, maybe that would help with how the webcam looks. Because right now, I've got the fluorescent light, and I've got a night light here. Turn that off, it gets dark. Turn it on, you see more, but it's all yellow, so you can see how unprofessional this is. But I do have fun streaming. It's great being able to talk to you guys and, you know, just share opinions and MMOs and check things out together. So, oh, big one. What is that? Bristleback. Okay, I thought it was like a mini boss. It's another side quest there, and a good way to check, you know, what the map has is just by opening your map on the left side. Let me move my chat here because it's blocking the way. So you've got a quick indicator, and this is new. This only came out last year, I think, for the Elsewhere chapter, or even the update before that. So if you're returning to ESO, it's so convenient to see. You just hover over it, it'll tell you, okay, there's 6 quests in the chain here. These are the amount of way shrines left to discover, how many delves, points of interest, crafting stations. Very handy. Open zone guide, and this is more visual, really, with the achievements as well. Very handy. I should move the #1 skill out of my bar. That's usually for group situations. If I'm doing dungeon runs, those shards of... I forgot what it's called. Shards of Destiny? Shards of something. Nope. Blazing Spear. Totally got that wrong. Okay, now that we have what we need, we're gonna go investigate the Gathering Circle. Let's roll. Auto run, bring the chat back up. Ground says, even if I don't play ESO, I like watching it. The story's always interesting. Yeah, I agree. I mean, my experience, like the vanilla stories took a long time to cook because ESO had to establish the world, had to establish some characters, and it was more of a, okay, go to that zone, learn about it, go to that zone, learn about it. You never really see characters sort of coalesce and build up into something coherent unless you're doing the Prophet storylines. That was the only single main overarching narrative that tied into everything in the end. And if you're going to compare it to other MMOs, they do this better. Like this, the story has a continuity that ESO only started doing, I think, around the Somerset chapter. That's when you start to see characters from the base game or the vanilla story come back into play. And it started to get better for me after that point, simply because, oh, you recognize the characters, why they are involved. Hang on. Okay, my mouse isn't responding to me. When you play ESO, you're going to do a lot of hotbar swapping, weapon swapping, basically. So what I do is I map key that into my middle mouse button, just to make sure I can swap it out effectively. Wasn't working. Okay. I guess I found the rebels' camp. I'm just gonna skip through everything else. Jumping through terrain in ESO is still a pain in the butt. Swimming is the worst though, like swimming in ESO. Okay, it's down there. Oh, new player, or fellow player, I should say. What's up, Naradrin? Letter from Lady Bull. Oh, hang on.
This one, Tayfern. Come, Harrier. Give me your measure.
I was just gonna say I thought that was a locked chest that I could pick. Unfortunately, it's not. Hello, Arana.
Tayfern told me about you, Harrier. You wanted to talk? Well, here I am. What will it be? A battle? I haven't turned anyone into a goat recently, but I'm willing to try if you so much as raise your weapon.
You're leader of the witch rebels?
Why does everyone insist on calling us that? Tayfern, remind me to come up with a better name when time permits. As for later, well, I guide this gathering of rich folk if that's what you're asking. But what about you? Why are you here?
She's one of the better looking NPCs I've come across in ESO in a long time, with horns and the headdress and everything. I think I've said this even in the Greymore stream months ago. One of my issues with ESO is everybody looks the same, like the same base template.
Of course she is. She's a vampire
So-
after all. We tried to slay her twice without much luck. Quick as a spooked hare, that one, and twice as cautious. We'll have her fangs soon enough, though.
When they take the effort
You can read?
to
What else does that sheet of paper say?
make their characters look different, I appreciate it. Okay, apparently she's meeting with the leader of the Grey Hosts and the Veltham Barrow.
The leader? Now that's a worthy bit of news. Bones and birds guide us well, but there's no replacing a cunning hunter. Go to the Barrow area.
Listen to meeting.
Listen in on their meeting. Find out what Belaine and her master are up to, and I'll hear you. The spirits will see you.
Alright, again, if you want more info, you could always talk to her some more. So what we gather
Go
from
to
that
Veltham
is
Barrow at once. This might finally give us an edge against the Grey Host.
these rebels are on our side. So any concerns about them being absolute, pests to the people of the Reach is, you don't have to worry about that anymore. I guess we have a common ally in the fight against the Grey Host. Now on to the Elder Scrolls' favorite setting or area in game, or in any game, barrows. Well, to be fair, we are in Skyrim, right? There's bound to be barrows everywhere. Okay, let me check in the chat some more. Queenum says, so 7 sky shards in the world. Is it? 6 in total. 6 in total for this zone. And Blackrock Mountain, yeah, that's what I said. I wanted to say Black Reach, but I said Blackrock. Oh gosh, that was quite some time back in chat, huh? Chris says that was a grind back in the day. See, I don't have that, unfortunately. I don't have that experience of doing the WoW grind. I only started playing WoW 2017. So we have Elspeth in chat. Probably my favorite thing about ESO, absolute freedom to go and do what you want, so as long you have the level for the group content. Absolutely, one of my favorite things to do. Quicknum says C47, I'm still only C160, haven't played in a long time. Yeah, all my friends are at like max CP, like 810 I think it is, maximum CP. I am slow, but in my defense, there's 3 MMOs that share my playtime. I jump into Final Fantasy 14, Guild Wars 2, WoW of course, so I don't have the time to just grind out in CP. Someday I will. Mazidi says, your mount, what name? My mount is, I'm currently using, I actually don't know. And I'm pretty sure I have more, I should have more mounts than this. Oh, I see, they split up the mounts. It's probably one, there it is, the Crypt Warden Deathhound, which is called Ripper. I can't remember where's he from. Probably Greymore, I suppose. So I know I'm behind in chat. Let me just get through everybody quickly. I don't want to leave anybody out, and then we'll carry on some more. Okay. Quicknum says usually you don't need gold and gear to complete contents, which is another thing I like about games like Elder Scrolls Online and Guild Wars 2. You could be in like the base gear, like the minimum level gear required to start doing some of the end game content. In ESO that could be purple gear, maybe a bit of blue, but I don't recommend it. I think purple is okay. In Guild Wars 2 it could be exotics, which is like the 3rd tier. Wait, white, blue, green, yeah, 4th tier. And you could just leave the game for like 2 years, come back into the newest DLC, and then just rock it without having too much problems. One of my favorite things about ESO and Guild Wars 2. We've got Buddy B in chat. Hey, Buddy says, how's the combat in this game? Looks really stiff and clunky. That is a very popular comment and an opinion about ESO. As time goes on, you will notice that it does appear stiff. Like for me, I'm very used to it now, but I am not that blind to see or even admit that, you know, compared to other games where it may feel smoother, this can come across as stiff, especially with the character movements and everything. Like even right now I'm just spamming my like light attacks, because in ESO you've got light, and then if you hold your mouse button down, that's the heavy attack, which also replenishes if you're a magicka user, your magicka. So it really comes down to preference, I suppose. If you can deal with this kind of combat, good. If not, then yeah, it could be an eyesore. Which also brings me to the other interesting thing that we learned about a couple of weeks ago, which is that ZeniMax's new MMO that they're working on will have a brand new engine. Not just for the MMO, but for Elder Scrolls 6 as well. If you saw that article. And I'm hoping they will upgrade Elder Scrolls Online visually, and maybe we will see better, I don't know, animation, movement, body rigs. I'm just gonna kill everything there. Why not? Button mashing. But to be fair, I think I've geared my Templar enough. I can afford to button mash. There is a reason those skills are lined up that way on my bar, you guys, but I haven't played this guy in like 9 months. So it's slowly coming back to me.
Concerned, Radha Al-Saran. Your plan proceeds. Caddock hangs on my every word, and soon Reach folk will fill Markarth like a larder.
Excellent. With Markarth prepared, we need only claim the Arcs and Keystone.
I'll make inquiries. Just remember our arrangement. Like you, I hate to be disappointed.
You there, in the shadows. You can't hide from the Ashen Lord. Follow me, if you dare.
Nice. The writers knew that we would be sneaking here, of course. Okay, so that lady, I mean, from the first time we saw her back in Markarth, just outside the throne room, I guess from the way she dressed, from that sultry, sexy voice, I think everybody could have made the guess that she was a vampire and not me. Wasn't paying attention. But the other guy, though.
You actually followed. There's fire in your veins, I'll give you that. Very well. You may speak to me.
Oh, I will. I'll just find a way to get up there. Oh, I can speak to him from down here? Okay.
You thought yourself so clever, so stealthy, hiding in the shadows. But the darkness answers to me. Very well. My curiosity is piqued. What have you come to find in this forsaken barrow?
Why have you brought the Grey Host to the Reach?
You stand before Radha Al-Saran and seek to understand his purpose. Better a torchbug try to comprehend the secrets of alchemy, or a mudcrab the intricacies of necromancy. These events began millennia before your birth. They concern you not at all.
Typical vampire talk down. You know, they use their age, fancy words. We're gonna stop you.
Who is this?
Is that the best I could come up with? That's embarrassing.
Certainly not the Reach folk. No, there is someone else. I see them, lurking in your thoughts. An ally, almost as ancient as I am.
Ah, Verandis.
They're desperate to forestall the coming night. Tell me, who is this person?
He is Count Verandis, but I don't have to tell you anything.
And I don't have to resist the urge to rip out your throat and gorge on your blood. But we are civilized beings, exchanging pleasantries in this humble setting. Perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement. A tip for a tap, as it were.
Okay.
I propose a simple arrangement. A truth for a truth. Ask a question. I will answer honestly. Then I will ask a question in turn. A fair compromise, don't you agree?
Okay, this is pretty interesting, because if they're going to give me like a bunch of choice questions, what if I pick the wrong one? Let's see how this goes.
Excellent. Then by all means, ask your first question.
So obviously, I mean, now this is clever from ZeniMax, because how much attention have you been paying to the story so far? They've introduced characters, and you know, they've sowed a bit of the story seed in your mind that now you get to pick and choose what you want to learn about. I hope they let you do all of them instead of just playing this game here. So I'm just going to go straight for the first one. Why do you want to conquer the Reach?
I have no interest in conquering the Reach. I came here to make use of something very old, very powerful. The Reach has the misfortune to be located directly above it.
So we're talking about the artifact in
Many
the
of these
Dwarven
mortals
Ruins,
will
which is
die,
what
not because
they
I
said back in Markarth.
but because they must. Not when your purpose is worthy. I do what I do for love. My turn.
For love?
Your ally. Are they a high elf?
Ah. Well, should I lie? Should I lie? I don't know. Verandis, is he a high elf? Yeah, he is an elf, a high elf. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna.
Your honesty does you credit. Thank you. Do you have another question?
Yeah, what is Lady Belaine's role?
Lady Belaine is an ally of convenience. Her interests and my design are selfish and predictably narrow. Do you seek to supplant her in Kadok's court? I recommend against that, for it will not go well for you.
I don't take kindly to threats.
A threat implies only the possibility of punishment. I do not threaten. Belaine has Kadok's ear. If he takes your side, she kills him and chaos descends on Markarth. If he stands by Belaine, you will be executed. Neither outcome benefits you.
If I fall, others will stop you.
Others? Who? Reach folk? The witch Arana? Your mysterious ally? I am unconcerned.
He knows.
Now, for my question. This ally that hides behind your eyes, does he seek to protect the world by going against his own kind?
So that implies he does know it's Verandis, who is a high elf vampire. So, again, I'm not gonna lie here. I'm just gonna go with the truth.
Of course he does. Thank you for your honesty. Now, do you have anything else to ask?
So I'm gonna finish this up here and say I've got nothing more to say.
As you wish. Know that this level of cordiality will not be repeated.
Absolutely.
And this is not a threat.
You'll be dead.
If you continue to meddle in my affairs, I will take far more than your life. On that, you have my word.
Fantastic. This level of dialogue with an NPC character who appears to be one of the main villains in the DLC so far. Very well written. That was fun. That was cool. On another character, I would have probably roleplayed a little bit more, lie to him, see what he says. But based on the writing so far, you can tell that this guy knows what's going on with Verandis and us. So I am now intrigued about what this artifact is going to be. Oh crap, did I just jump down a hole? It's dark. Yeah, excellent. Way to go. Okay, as soon as I get out of here, I can then catch up in chat. Sorry, you guys, if you posted any questions or anything, and I've just been ignoring it. Okay, let's finish up the chat. Quingnum says, combat is okay, not as clunky as New World. That's a good point. There are similarities with New World and ESO. To a certain extent, the very first preview that we got of Ashes of Creation, which is Intrepid's Kickstarter MMO, I remember the first thing that happened when I played both New World and Ashes. When, well, for Ashes it was the Battle Royale that I first played the combat, and I'm like, oh boy, this is giving me ESO vibes. Sanusu chat says, Adrian, did you issue a refund? Because you should, if it was delivered to the wrong address. Yeah, I got in touch. The problem is the package never arrived in the address, so I contacted the... Well, over here, I don't know what you guys have over there. Probably you guys use Amazon to shop. Down here in Malaysia, we've got Lazada, Shopee. So I use Lazada a lot, and it was a real hassle. I don't know what I did. I think I just left it. It was like a 10 ringgit, which is, I don't know, $3. It wasn't worth the trouble for me to like. So yeah. Quingnum says, before that I think it used to check the achievement tab to check what shards and delves I missed. Yeah, before they added in the map completion like visual tool, it was a pretty pain in the ass to kind of find out how many sky shards were missing and things like that. which is one of the reasons why, not just myself, a lot of other players, if you notice, my screen will not look like the official gameplay stream or whatever, because I use a lot of add-ons. Right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 add-ons that I use. And I think prior to Somerset, I used way more. Things like a better guild traders. Master Merchant is another one I highly recommend for those of you that are into the economy game. See, I would I would waypoint back to the city, but I just want to run around and see if I can get to that thing. Where is that thing? Just beyond the city. I wonder if that's a ritual going on. Well, that's away from where I'm going, so back to the city it is. Gaga says PKPB. I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that, man. I don't know what that means. Mazzotti says you don't do your trick at the back, green screen or blue screen, something like that. No, I actually don't. In my old place, I had a solid white wall. This time around, there's nothing behind me. The wall's pretty far away, and I'm using XSplit software, which really, so I can do this now, even though there's no green screen behind me, because the technology allows for it. So it's pretty handy, especially in today. You know, it's a hassle trying to get a green screen and everything. So I don't have to spend in that department. I mean, who am I trying to impress, really? I just want to play games with you guys and chat with you guys. So things like a green screen, I mean, if I am going to spend money, it's probably going to be for like a better camera. I don't know. This webcam's pretty old. What does Harrier even mean? Harrier could mean a bunch. Are you talking about the name of a mount? But otherwise, a Harrier could be a bird or attack bird, or just to describe something that is pestering you completely, like a harrier, or I don't know, scavenger, predator, harries you. Elspeth says, I started WoW at launch. I haven't played since Mists of Pandaria. That is 2012. Wow. I salute you for having the drive to not go back to World of Warcraft. Is there a reason why you stopped from MOP, or are you just waiting for a better expansion to come back? Quignum says, Mount split into categories now, which is something I like. Great. Ziti says, I hope your area have water. I love and hate KL, our capital city, Kuala Lumpur, at the same time. So I am no longer in Selangor. Well, I'm still in Selangor, but I'm no longer in an area where the water cuts are happening constantly. Where I'm at now, I don't suffer that issue as much.
Welcome back, my friend. Tell me what you learned.
And PKB is MCO. Oh, there you go. Are we in MCO? Yeah, I think we're in MCO until the 9th. I could be wrong. If there's any other Malaysians in the chat, feel free to help me out. But we were in an MCO recently because our cases have started to go up again.
Your arrival is fortuitous, as I have only just returned myself. Were you able to make contact with the rebels? Did you meet with Arana?
Yes, I did, and I also learned that Lady Belaine is a vampire. She's in league with the Grey Host.
I sensed some deception, but her illusion is powerful. How else did she hide her nature from me? As for Arana, do you think we can convince her and her rebels to join our cause?
Perhaps. She sent me to spy on Belaine, and I wound up talking to the Grey Host leader, Rada al-Saran.
You spoke to Rada? Did he... No matter. If Rada al-Saran is here, our time grows short. Talk to Kadok. If he deems what you tell him worthy, maybe he'll finally be willing to work with me. It was only a matter of time before Rada and I crossed.
Well, they didn't give me an option to tell him.
for sent word. The Grey Host is...
I'll hear no more of this. Go! I want to talk to the outsider.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to tell Verandis that I told the leader of the Grey Host that my ally is him.
The outsider
I wonder if that's gonna
returns.
backfire.
But are you a true warrior? Or a parasite like these damned leeches? Did you do as Lady Belaine asked? Did you deal with Arana? Tell me you have her head in your pack. I've got a pike on the walls waiting to be decorated.
So I found Arana, but I learned something else. Lady Belaine is working with the Grey Host.
That's not what you are asked to look into. Still, it confirms my own suspicions about my own keep witch. Don't look so surprised. I'm not half as stupid as people think, Rover.
Okay, some intriguing politics going on here. So if you suspect it's just working with the Grey Host, why allow her to remain in your quarters?
Allow! I can count on 3 fingers the number of people I allow in Understone Keep. The rest, they come and go as they please. Let me tell you about the Ember Dance. It's a ceremony we perform here in the Reach. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
We grab a handful of hot coals and dance on a bit of straw. Ah, these coals burn, Rover, right to the bone. But if you drop even one, the straw lights and the flame. I'm going to sharpen my sword. And wait. If you and the noble plan to fight the Grey Host, I won't stop you. But remember, Markarth is more than dwarven stones and high walls. It's strength. Make Arana understand that. Still begging? I should have the tongue ripped from your head.
Bah.
You think I'm foolish?
Typical ESO's writing of
Belaine hasn't returned,
people in
but
power.
She could have other.
Just
I've been
stubborn and
watching,
stupid.
Lady Belaine hasn't returned to
There
Understone
is
Keep yet.
no reason
I wonder how
for
the
him to
Ard
distrust
plans to
Arana
deal with
now
her.
that we know
Speaking of
we
Ard,
have a chance
will
to
you
like
meet with me now?
band together
Will
and
you
take
help
down
us
the
stop
Grey
Rada
Host.
Al-Saran and the Grey Host.
Alright, let's get
Well,
this
that's
done.
some progress, at least, and farther than I was able to get on my own. Thank you. I'll talk to Kadok, then I'd like to make contact with Arana. We'll need the rebels' help and more if we're going to defeat the Grey Host.
Okay, that's just one slither of the story done, and for one skill point. It took way longer than it should, of course, because I'm streaming, so I'd like to take my time with this, and I'm just going to complete this quest.
Your investigations uncovered that Ard Kadok's advisor, Lady Belaine, is working with the Grey Host, and that she's a vampire. To hide that from me takes great power. Tell me exactly what you heard during Rada Al-Saran's conversation with her.
Lady Belaine mentioned her influence over the Ard, and that Markarth would soon be full of Reach folk.
With your warning, Ard Kadok can decide what to do with Lady Belaine's advice in the future. As to why they care that Reach folk gather within the city, I'll need to think about that. Did you hear anything else of significance during their exchange?
It says something about the here we go. Archthizond Keystone. He sent Belaine to
Robert
find
tried
it.
to use dwarven devices once, but nothing came of it. Interesting. As I told the city, I met Nolavan. He works with dwarven scrap in the
Austin is
southeast
a subscriber to the
section
YouTube
of
channel.
Markarth.
Thank you, Austin.
Maybe he can lead us to this keystone
Oh, I just
before Lady
remembered
Belaine
that I
acquires it.
removed the background, huh? Well, I'm gonna bring it back. Well, actually, you guys tell me if you prefer it with this or just taking it out completely. I don't care to me. I'm not the one looking at the screen there. Whatever you find least distracting, let me know.
Despite occupying the ruins,
So now
of
we're
their
gonna go
lost
find this
civilization,
artifact
few Reach folk
before
want
the
anything
Grey Host
to do
gets
with
it.
Dwarven devices. That's why Nolavan intrigued me. While you deal with him, I'll seek out Arana's rebels. If I can't find them, they will surely notice me.
Done. Let's split the work. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think now slowly the story's starting to come live. We know what we're doing here. It's all gonna lead back to that artifact. Alright, checking on chat. What is going on? Mazidi says, Ard Kadok, he look and sounds like a Viking. I mean, we are in Skyrim territory, so there's probably going to be some overlap with how the Nords speak and how the Reachmen speak. So, yeah, and Nords, with the exception of one of the main Nord characters in the game, which is the Lydia? Lyris Titanborn. She doesn't have a very strong Nord accent, but everybody else does. We're looking for a house, a scrap house, south of me. Above. Okay. Oh, right here. Back to the chat. Funky007 says, this would be a good game to play if I could connect to ZeniMax's crappy servers. Oh no. Where are you? North America? Europe? You know, for what it's worth, I have had no issues with North American servers whatsoever. But if you're playing on PC, EU servers are pretty damn problematic. And they have been for a very long time. Although it's getting better in terms of connectivity, lag, and all that stuff. Queenum says it's probably ignored. Yep. Oh, skill point. Yes. Usually, well, if you, for any new players watching, I'm doing the main quest. Only the main quest chain in this DLC so far, which usually tends to reward you with a skill point, which is what you will need if you're leveling a new character. See, I've got 18 on this guy, and the more you use your skills, well, the more you level up, the more of these skills you unlock, right? And if you want to rank them up, rank these individual class abilities or weapon abilities or armor and world abilities, you have a bunch of these. Put them on your bar, play it some more, and you'll get to morph them, and all of that takes skill points. Now, they don't just come from questing, they also come from sky shards, which is why it's important to go out and collect them. So this is Nollivan.
Aye, you're an outsider. But guess when the Ard made us put up those scratchings he calls signs, it really worked. Attracted you right to my business. Unfortunately, we're closed right now. Come back later, and bring your gold.
I just need to ask something. Do you happen to know anything about the 𝒂𝒊𝒍 Keystone?
Artzan.
I've been saying it wrong.
Sounds dwarven. I guess that's why you came to see me. No one in Markarth knows more about the deep folk and their scrap than old Nollivan. Now, Keystone. That's another
really like that accent.
Could refer to a wedge that supports an arch, maybe?
I think it may be magical.
Well, that is the other kind. You might be able to find one in 𝒂𝒊𝒍. I could sell you a map to the place.
𝒂𝒊𝒍.
It won't be cheap. Or if you do a simple job for me, I'll give you the map as payment.
Absolutely not.
That would help me a great deal.
Two choices: help him out, do his stupid errand, or give him 69 gold. 69 gold is nothing, so I'll pay.
Aye, more than cover it. Here's your map. Leads right to 𝒂𝒊𝒍, I guarantee it. You might need to do a little searching to find the entrance, but that map will get you close. Now, please, I have so much work to do before I can open the shop.
Understand. I'll be going now. That's my best impression of whatever he's doing.
Hey you,
oh.
Verandis has need of you.
Gwendis, you sound familiar. Let me just see if these are bookshelves. Yep, they are. Sometimes you can learn a skill point here. Well, not a skill point. You can just level up something. Nope, that was a lore book. Had to drag the R there. Alright, Gwendis, what you got?
Verandis said he sent you to talk to the scrap dealer, and here you are. Good to see you, by the way. Anyway, Verandis needs to talk to you. Right away, he said. So let's go.
I thought Verandis was going to try to locate the rebels and their leader.
He did. Here, let me mark a location on your map. That's Rebels Retreat, what Arana and her people call their camp in the foothills. Verandis wants you to meet him there.
When she said, here, I'll mark a location map, you know, I wasn't expecting to see her actually pull out a map and show it to me. My eyes immediately went to whatever she was holding. That's pretty cool. I like that. More, yeah, so more.
Verandis has a way with words, but he's still a verbose high elf vampire noble from High Rock, any and all of which can get you killed in the Reach.
It didn't take long for Verandis to make contact with the rebels.
Funny you should mention that. Oh, he went out into the foothills all right, but before Verandis could find them, the rebels found him. Seems to be working out.
Tell me more about Rebels Retreat.
What's to tell? It's a Reach folk camp in the foothills. Probably the main base for the rebels, but I'm just guessing. I was with Verandis when the rebels surrounded us. I wanted to fight, but the Count held me back. That's when Arana appeared.
Any info? Additional?
Hang on, let me think. The camp's set up inside an old Nord ruin. It's surprisingly sturdy for something that was abandoned a long time ago. The rebels seem to be running low on supplies. Food, weapons, armor. Well, her and Verandis did most of the talking. I'm not sure I trust the witch, but I trust Verandis. He says she's a friend. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, I just noticed her character model. I think that's one of the best looking elves out there. Besides Naryu, for those of you that remember Naryu. Naryu, Morrowind, and then she did come back for Somerset, which was great. I'm not going to spoil the ending of that one. Actually, I don't know about you guys, those of you that play ESO here, but Somerset, even though it is not, like, it didn't have a year-long storyline like Skyrim and Elsewhere did, it still remains probably my top expansion, my top chapter. Because it was like a standalone adventure, and the story, I think, was superior to what we got in Elsewhere. Greywatch, I'm gonna wait until the end of Markarth when I finish it, and then I'll, you know, reflect on the story as a whole for the year. But yeah, Somerset didn't have the benefit of having another DLC or dungeons to tie up into the zone story or whatever. But on its own, probably one of the best expansion stories. Anybody shared that opinion or no? Okay, meantime, checking in chat some more. Funky says, I don't want to get into that. I don't know anything about it. Krignum says his Malaysian does not live in the USA. Mazidi says, how is your Temtem doing? I hope they are in good health. I haven't played, I gotta be honest, Mazidi, I haven't played Temtem since February, I think. I'm more of a Pokemon player, but Temtem, it already released on the Nintendo Switch. So if I was to go pick it up, I'll probably do it on the Switch. Ah, crap. There is no bridge. I'm gonna see if I can swim across. Snoochu says, I used to play WoW from Vanilla to Burning Crusade, then avoided it during the Wrath of the Lich King. Picked it up back at Kata. Oh, you skipped Wrath of the Lich King? That's crazy. A lot of people, like, the people that I know that play WoW, they're like, that's the best expansion, you know, I want to go back and play Wrath this, Wrath that, Wrath everything. And I can see why, even though that was way before my time. It's all because of the whole Arthas storyline, and, you know, having played a bit of it, it's a good storyline. But yeah, that's the first time I've seen someone say avoided Wrath. Picked it up in Kata, skipped Mop, then tried it in Warlords of Draenor, and gave it a real uninterrupted go in Legion, BF8 where I left. Ooh, I don't know if I'm ready to rank expansions based on what I played so far. Someday. I'm just looking forward to Shadowlands because I don't know how to explain it. I will say though that Kenneth Tin has just subscribed. Thank you, Kenneth. Welcome to the stream if you're watching the stream, or if you just saw some other video. I remember when Bastion, for those that has seen the Bastion short story, that was the first time a WoW like cinematic story really gave me goosebumps, because they brought back a character that I know very well from playing Warcraft 3.
Aye, that one I know.
And that's when I'm like, oh my god, I have to play this expansion. I need to see this now. That was so good. The music and everything, and wow.
I see Verandis' word is good. He said I could treat with you, and here you are. The Count tells me that Lady Belaine and the Grey Host leader, Rada El Saran, seek some powerful relic, the 𝑮𝒂𝒍𝒍 Keystone. Is that correct?
Yes. Obtain a map that might lead to a place where I can find it. 𝑮𝒂𝒍𝒍𝒊𝒍.
Let me see your map. Yes, I know that name, but dwarven mischief riddles the bones of the reach. It could be anywhere. My mother called this place the Hissing Maze. Said it's full of mechanical monsters that guard a trove of silver.
Dwarven ruins.
3 marks. Positive thoughts, Harrier. Without the blessings of the spirits, 'twould be unseemly for this alliance to go forward. Whenever different clans come together in a common purpose, we seek the blessings of the spirit.
Okay, so pretty much get 3 blessings from around the area before we can descend into the mechanical ruins, the dwarven ruins, the Dwemer ruins. Oh, I'm gonna need that way shrine. I'm gonna run to that real quick. And fall damage is back. I mean, it never went away. I just got lucky earlier in chat. Alright, since I deleted my Blizzard account. Oh no, just before the whole Blizz bans X-Player for supporting free Taiwan thing. I personally only kept trying it out after so many years due to its popularity. I can see that. I mean, you do you, guys. I never really liked it from the combat to the graphics. Just too stiff and cartoony. Either, yeah. Mazidi says, any opinion on Camelot Unchained, or if you did not mind. Camelot is not what I thought it was gonna be years after the Kickstarter. You know, Camelot, it depends. Somebody on my channel, I can't remember the person's name. I'm trying so hard to remember, but they gifted me one of the backers packs that allows you access into the current testing. And Camelot does a whole bunch of stress tests at the moment where you can go in and do all the siege battles. And what they usually do is really compact 1 to 2 hour stress test sessions, at least when I jumped in last year or the year before. And it's just not what I imagined Camelot was going to be. This year, though, because of the backlash from introducing a second game, they kind of went the Ashes of Creation, whatever plan that was, to introduce a second game while you're developing the first, and that was, of course, Apocalypse. So Camelot, I forgot what it's called, but they were doing this sort of smaller scale MMO, which did not sit well with a lot of backers, and then they had to backtrack on that. I don't even know it's going to be released now. But ever since then, the following few months, from like March all the way up till June or July, if you kept up with their newsletters, you would see they've been making a lot more progress in terms of the amount of player models you can have. The siege battles have been improving. I haven't jumped in this year after the announcement of the second game, but my overall feelings on Camelot is it's not the game that I was hoping it would be. It's still going to come out RVR and all that stuff. At the same time, where we are in 2020, there are other games that are doing RVR better. For me, Crowfall is looking really good, and I like Crowfall because of, if anybody has a Crowfall backers pack, you can go into the beta right now and play around with your character builder, and it's fantastic. The type of archetypes you can mess around with and things like that. The only thing I dislike about Crowfall is just it needs more meat and potatoes in between all these campaigns that basically the battles for the worlds. It just gets boring after a while, especially if you don't have a large group to play with. You're always going to be relying on the guilds and the time zones. I wish there was more of an active, like, oceanic player base where I can actively get in and really enjoy the large-scale battles. Otherwise, North America, EU for me is pretty tough. Now, if there was a single-player, well, not single-player, if there was like a theme park MMO that does what Crowfall does with its character building, I would be super happy. I have no idea what I'm doing. Why is this guy still alive? Oh, thank you. Zorella Witch came in for this, for the chaos. Let's go back to Arana. Are you a Camelot backer, Mazidi? What do you think of it? Or have you jumped in recently? Feel free to share your thoughts about it. I mean, RVR, look, there's always going to be a market for RVR. It's my favorite PvP game mode. Even ESO has some version of it with the Alliance War. Where is it? There it is, Alliance War. You can just jump in and do your battles and zergs and fights like that. Guild Wars 2's World vs. World is always going to be, I suppose, home now in terms of RVR mode.
I have prepared the ritual fire. Did you bring the components I requested?
Here you go.
Well done, Harrier. Now, once we undertake this ritual, we will be bound by blood and spirit. It's a union stronger than stone and more eternal than the stars. Are you ready for such a commitment?
Yes, the Raven Watch and I are ready.
Good. So am I. Let's hope the spirits feel the same way.
Okay, let's get this thing started. Let's see how this ritual happens. Drop some powder, observe the
Hear
ritual.
our call, Hunt King. 2 great packs seek the same full moon. Make them one, bound by common prey. Let Rach and Raven drink of the same dark blood. How your blessing, mighty Hircine. Send a sign and guide our hunt. Look, Hircine paints our quarry in smoke and stars. Our pact has been blessed, Harrier.
Cool. Although for me personally, I would like to see ESO like, you know, in some other universe, ESO would have this level of world and gameplay, but then include cutscenes and cinematics in the game for important story moments. That would really elevate for me the experience, because I love the best of both worlds. I like seeing the story kind of play out like that. It's pretty realistic. But then other theme park games, Guild Wars 2, World of Warcraft, you know, you get to important moments and then the cinematic comes in with theme song and music and all that. It just enhances that MMO experience for me. But it doesn't happen in ESO, of course. You don't have those moments. Checking on chat real quick. Quingnums has played WoW from vanilla till before BC, then stopped and played Legion because of Demon Hunter, and then stopped again. Demon Hunters. I recently played Demon Hunter. Well, I don't want to talk about it, because as a Demon Hunter, I get bullied a lot. People don't like me playing Demon Hunter. What was that? I just heard a loud thunder in the background. Because it's a face roll, keyboard face roll class. I don't know. But I like my Demon Hunter. We got Linux Network in chat says, do you play FPS games like Apex Legends or Counter-Strike Go? Or are you exclusively MMORPG? On my own time, I do play a whole bunch of different genres. For FPS, my go-to games is usually Battlefield, because 2 of my close friends in real life are Battlefield nuts, and I do join them sometimes. Haven't for a while. Apex Legends, not so much, because it is a battle royale, and I do not enjoy battle royale. I play games like Destiny 2, which is a shooter MMO style. Division 2 is probably my favorite of the last couple of years, because of the setting. You know, it's modern day. It's a viral outbreak, by the way. I mean, come on, if you're talking about realism. And just the shooting mechanics in Division 2 with the cover-to-cover system is one of my favorites, so yeah. But for this channel, what I cover is usually exclusively MMOs. Ziddy says, I play Blade and Soul and Bless Online on mobile. I don't like it. Blade and Soul, for mobile, you're talking about Revolution, right?
The ritual was a success. Our union has been blessed by Hircine himself. I'm not certain what the spirits showed us. They'll figure it out eventually. I always do. Are you ready to search for the Keystone now, Harrier?
I am.
Aye, Harrier. We're bound together now. And how else will you find anything in those forsaken depths? I think the skytail we saw in the fire, the snake, will point the way. Once I figure out how it connects to all this, that is.
Skytails?
That's what we call the shapes in the stars. Constellations is your word, I think. Some of my sisters can read the stars the way you read a book. See the future, learn the truth in every twinkle. I don't have the knack. It's fire and bones for me.
Why do you want to come with me?
We made a pact, and Hircine blessed it. He put us on the scent, and I plan to track it to the end. Besides, without someone who knows the reach, the map's useless. You know what monsters hate? Silver. I need to speak to Tayfern before I...
So Quingnam brought up a really good point in chat. Is she a werewolf? I don't know, but the fact that she prays to Hircine is a bit suspect, so maybe. I'm gonna admit I don't know too much about the lore of the Reach people. But that'll be interesting. I mean, why else would you pray to Hircine, right? I'm not sure. If there's any ESO lore people in chat, feel free to correct us. So now we're gonna go investigate the map locations. I feel like I'm gonna be traveling a lot. Lots of swimming to be had. I did not remember seeing a bridge. But oh, there it is. Yeah, but overall, look, Markarth, this area, the Reach, it's a lot smaller than other zones. Like I remember last year's DLC. No, was it 2 years ago? What's the name of the zone? Lizard people, the Argonian map. Murkmire, the Murkmire DLC 2018. I think that's one of the biggest DLC maps, isn't it? Like, okay, so here's the Reach, right? Now let's go find Murkmire. Yeah, I mean, to me that's huge, and this was the 2018 Q4 DLC. Murkmire. And here's the Reach. Well, I don't know. Maybe my perception of size is all wrong. Plus, we've got the underground area too, which, to be honest, doesn't look that big. I don't know. Can't say. We'll have to get there first. Quick now in chat. Have you played Lost Ark? I have not. So there's this. For those of you in Southeast Asia, there's a website called Sea Gamer Mall. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of that, but it's a place where you can try and get things like Maple credits, Cherry credits. You can buy Final Fantasy XIV game time cheaper, or game card. And they were also selling Lost Ark South Korean phone numbers for an account, because if you wanted to play the South Korean beta at the time, which was 2 years ago, maybe 1 year ago, you needed a South Korean phone number to register and then download Lost Ark or something like that for verification, and this website was selling it. They had one left when I tried to buy it, and I contacted them and they were like, oh, sorry, it's gone. And it was like 120 ringgit.
Look, Harrier, a plaque. Let's examine it.
So no, I missed my chance. Even the Russian, I think the Russian beta.
We call it the Hunter.
Last year, maybe? I didn't play that one either. I want to, though. Like, I keep up with this other content creator that does a lot of Lost Ark content, and I really like the game's premise and the design and everything. But the further and, the longer it takes for the game to launch, I'm just losing interest. Like, the hype is just no longer there. It's the same thing with other games like Alien, Ascent Infinite Realm. The longer that takes, I couldn't give a crap. Star Citizen, I no longer give a crap. There's just so many games like that where if you have no interest in launching globally, then why would I have interest in waiting for you if other games are going to come out in the meantime and offer a better gameplay experience?
These plaques are as old as these hills, Harrier. Take a look.
So these constellations, the Mage, that one.
That's
there must
the
be a
Witch in the
reason.
Stars, or the Mage, as you call it.
One more. Daskel just says Murkmire. Yes, that's the DLC I was thinking about. Which is pretty cool, by the way, because at the end of that year, they gave away the Murkmire DLC to everybody for free. All you had to do was just log in for 30 days for the daily reward, and the DLC was yours. And until today, they've not done that giveaway thing again, which is pretty strange. And Murkmire was really good for a DLC, if there's any new players wondering. Because the main story there really puts you in a bind. I don't want to spoil it, but
dwarves placed these plaques, but no one really knows.
It was.
See what that one says.
It's the warrior. They gave you a choice of which NPC would live and which one would die. And to me, that's like the hardest choice. Once you've grown attached to these characters.
Eventually, the ritual, the plaques, the map. It finally makes some sense now.
All right, why?
You missed it too. What a pair we make. What did Hircine show us? He revealed the snake, which I thought was just a substitute for our prey. But the skytails on the plaques, the witch, the headsman, and the hunter, they're the Wraith Guardians.
She lost me. That means?
Look at your map. See how the marks form the shape of the snake in the stars? And see how one mark is missing? If I place it here, we see the snake in its entirety. That's where we need to go. As for the Wraith Guardians, well, we'll see. Storytellers say the dwarves knew the stars better than anyone. Strange passion for people who lived underground, eh? Anyway, let's get to this final location.
Let's do it. We got Tyler in chat. Hey, Tyler says, hey, Adrian, nice to see you again, buddy. I feel like it's been forever since I've caught one of your streams. Hey, Tyler. Yeah, a long time. I did do like a test stream earlier in the week. And because I was planning to stream a whole bunch of things this month. ESO tonight, Guild Wars 2, WoW Shadowlands at the end of the month, so lots of streams coming. But good to see you too, man. Glad you were able to catch one of these. And hopefully, it'll be a fun watch. If you play ESO or plan to come back to ESO. I'm just doing the main story for the Markarth DLC at the moment. Mazidian chat says, any opinion on Path of Exile 2? Don't have one, unfortunately. It's not a game that I play a whole lot of. Like, between PoE and Diablo, I play Diablo more. So, yeah. Okay, moving on.
Aye, this must be the spot. Just look at all this dwarf craft. The entrance to 𝒂𝒊𝒍𝒊 must be around here somewhere. Always a trick with dwarves, though. Look at these pillars. More sky tails. Turn those stones in the right order, and I think we'll find our door.
Here we go. Puzzle time.
This looks promising.
Indeed. A dwarven lock of some kind, I suspect.
I'm not going to talk to Rana. I do remember what you said. We have... Oh, crap. I don't remember what they look like. Snake, Headman, and the Witch, right? This is gonna expose me. All right, let's play around here. Are there any hints on the pillars? Oh, hang on. She did say consult the map, right? Okay, let's see. No. Bring up the quest journal. Okay, usually if there was a map, you could pin it and see. Well, I don't think so, so I'm just gonna have to wing this one. I'm gonna wing it. So we'll do that little U-shaped thing. Let's keep that one there. And let's do the one, okay. Let me just check behind these pillars to see if there's any hints here. No. Maybe she gives me the actual arrangement. Let's see.
Damned dwarves, am I right? Ugh.
Try not to.
I try not to think too hard about dwarf mischief, but I do have a notion.
Warrior, thief, and mage.
We found 3 skytails in the hills, right? Guardians they were. I have no mind to rush you, Harrier, but if you want to snatch up this Keystone, you might want to hop to it.
Guardian, warrior, and mage. Great.
That looks right to me.
Okay. I guess I'll just press it until it turns blue.
That did something, Harrier. You hear that? Well done. That
The
did
door
it.
opened, but something happened to Irana. She mentioned something about her darkness. We should check on her, but we also need to determine that the Keystone we seek is here. No, that she has a sensitivity that I do not possess.
What just
Most
happened?
powerful witches do. Let's hope she recovers quickly. It is said that mechanical horrors guard the depths of 𝒂𝒊𝒍𝒊. Mind the shadows and be...
What happened? I did not see what happened. Rana is apparently disturbed by some darkness. Well, then let me go ahead. Jumping into dark dungeons is something of a specialty for all of us. Tyler in chat says, at one point I was playing ESO pretty heavily. I just got kind of burnt out. Honestly, been spending the majority of my time on Guild Wars 2 and occasionally Phantasy Star Online 2. So Guild Wars 2, yeah, I've spent a lot of time in Guild Wars 2 this year as well. Been grinding a crap ton of legendaries. Now, Phantasy Star Online 2, I cannot get into. Maybe you could give me some tips on how to break into it, but it just, everything about the game, from the dated visuals to the clunky UI, the combat, I just could not get into it. It's hard to like PSO2. And for those that do play Phantasy Star Online 2, there's this one character in the first 10 minutes, he goes like mate, 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 like 20 times in his dialogue talking to you, and I was so annoyed. I just...
Gwendis and I can cover more ground on our own.
Stopped.
Let's find the Keystone.
Damn you vampires with your disappearing act.
So this is 𝒂𝒍𝒍, eh? Mind your feet, Harrier. Every bit of metal in here means to do you harm.
I know my sneaking's not great, but let's just try and sneak our way through. Oh, no, I'm going this way. Yeah, this is definitely... I don't have any points in sneaking, I think. Knock, knock. Anybody here?
Never seen a dwarf craft like this. Must have been chiefs who lived here. Chiefs are grand metalworkers.
Blocked. And CD in chat says, Lost Ark in Allion looks promising. I like the graphics and designs. Lost Ark, I suppose so. I mean, you know, with Korean MMOs, you're going to get a lot of competitor games, lots of knockoffs, and everybody's just competing with each other. You know, South Korean, their MMO market is really, really competitive. Everybody's just trying to outdo each other, and they all kind of take inspiration from one another. So I've seen better looking top-down ARPG style MMOs
Namira's blood.
that could give Lost Ark a run for its money.
Out of the ground.
Allion,
it's an entire city under the earth.
Hang on.
Hiding something worse beneath.
Oh, wow, look at that. That is fancy looking. Damn it. Yeah, kind of the reason why I like Dwemer Ruins. They just look gorgeous. Okay, enough sightseeing. Let's go get the thing. Yeah, the CD, as I was saying, Allion, it looks, to me, it looks the same as Ascent Infinite Realm. I played in the Thai close beta, and it, to me at the time, I think I said it in one of my videos, it just is another distant cousin of the Terras and the Ions, the Bladed Souls of our world, and it really didn't differentiate itself enough. With the new Allion relaunch from the trailer and the previews, I don't know how much of that actually is going to change. It's more to do with the combat system, really. And for their sake, I hope they do change it up, because there's just too many of that type of game where even now Bless Unleashed is at a further advanced stage of its MMO fundamentals than games like Allion is. So that should tell you something. Grab lore books along the way and pull this lever. Are we going up or going down? Down. Tyler in chat says, I found it easier to get into Phantasy Star Online 2 due to my background in Warframe. You have to go into it with the mindset of a CORPG, a co-op RPG, I suppose, that, rather than seeking a full MMO experience. I don't mind lobby-based games. Probably my approach was wrong, because I was playing it solo and I was just trying to... You're right, I was looking at it from an from an MMO perspective, trying to figure out, okay,
The tales were true.
what kind of hub crawls are we getting here, and how does the story work? And yeah, I can see now the Warframe comparisons, because you have to go to the counter to pick up missions, and you've got these daily missions that you do. It's very much Warframe, actually, now that you mention that. Yeah. So for me, it's still the combat and the graphics is just a little difficult to get over. I am going to give, or I should say, I'll be waiting for New Genesis though, because that's the one with the better graphics. Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. I don't know when that's coming out, but Sega did say this is going to be like a remastered version, if you will, a streamlined version that belongs in 2020. So hopefully that one will be the one I can get into.
Wailing and scratching at the walls. There's darkness all around.
There. That must be the Artisan Keystone.
Uh-oh.
Verandis.
Here we go.
So it's true. You are alive. Nevertheless, the Keystone is mine.
I told you I saw him, skulking around Markarth. He's not as impressive as you led me to believe.
We are watching an all-out vampire buffet.
Enough, Belaine. Take the Keystone. My Verandis would give chase. This pathetic creature. I don't know what it will decide to do.
Brother, you must listen. There's still time to make things right. Brother? Brother!
And they're gone.
Damn
Oh,
it. Belaine
hello.
took the Keystone. That metal beast is standing in our way.
No good loot. So I guess we're heading straight up. Never played S4 League. Yeah, I've never played S4 League 2. Oh man, hopefully November delivers on all the content. I'm liking Markarth DLC so far. Oh, did I just get mail? Hang on. I did 2 hours ago. Let me just collect all this stuff.
I don't hear any clanking behind us. They think we're clear. Curse that Lady Belaine. I thought if we could acquire the Keystone, we could finally get the upper hand. I'm tired of snapping at the heels of the Grey Host. I want to go for the throat.
Maybe we can still catch up.
But you have to go alone from here, Harrier. There's a fork in the path, and we need to go our separate ways.
You're leaving?
I need to get back to the surface. I need to see the sky, feel the wind on my skin. I'll rally the warriors and start preparing for the fight to come. Keep an eye on Verandis, Harrier.
For the fight to come. Now I'm getting Game of Thrones flashbacks. The northern Winterfell accent. What do you call the region of Winterfell? Just the north.
Think this through.
No, they slipped the noose once. That's not going to happen again.
My friend, I thought I could catch Rada and Lady Belaine. Convince him to... Anyway, I'm sorry I failed us. They acquired the Keystone and escaped across the river, toward that dwarven structure in the distance.
So what do we do now?
Unlike Gwendis, we can't rush off without a plan. Clear heads will win the day, mark my words. This contest is far from over. With a fresh trail to follow and new allies at our side, victory is closer than ever. And much of that is because of you.
Sweet. Okay, so one more chapter in the story done. Weapon damage. Meh. And 1 skill point. So that's 2 out of 2 skill points, 2 chapters.
This must be Blackreach. I've read the legends, but I never thought it was real. The stories hardly do it justice. Perhaps one day I'll have an opportunity to explore it more fully. For now, we have work to do. Are you still with me, my friend?
Absolutely.
Ah, the Keystone. What is it, and how is it connected to that dwarven structure? Why are they so important to Radha and Lady Belen? Yes, but we need to proceed with caution. We don't know the purpose of the Keystone, and we don't know... I'll meet you across the river.
Alright, I'll meet you across the river indeed. Wait, where am I? There? Okay.
I'll meet you outside the ruin, my friend.
We're gonna enter the huge dwarven ruin there. Grab the Keystone. Let me just see. Well, there's about 4 more chapters to go. Now, based on time, because I'm streaming and checking on chat, it's taking longer, but I think you'd be done with this within, what, 3 hours or less? And I'm 2 out of 2 skill points so far, and that's not including the map sky shards. Yeah. So decent incentive, and I'm just curious if there's anybody who has not played Elder Scrolls Online that's watching this in chat, and you're thinking to yourself, what's this all about? Does it look any good? I'm asking you, has anything you've seen so far in the stream that has made you interested in checking out Elder Scrolls Online in the future? Curious question. And yes, it is an MMO. I am playing alone because I always play alone in streams, but it is an MMO, I assure you. There are other people around, like that guy in front of me. And there are dungeons and stuff. There are raids called trials as well. This could substitute, or well, this could keep you busy until Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, whenever that's coming out, gosh. We still got one more Bethesda game to come out first, whatever that Star... I forgot the name, Star something. I have no idea what that is.
Well, there you are. We have a problem.
Alright, Verandis, you and me, let's go.
This is where Radha and Lady Belen entered the structure, but I can't find any way to open the doors. I suspect this may be why they needed the Keystone. Ah, good question. Let's look around. Not all of the ruin remains intact. Portions have crumbled over the ages. Perhaps we can find a path through the rubble. Just be cautious. I've seen both the constructs are dwarven and expected. The shadows, some sort of beings made of inky darkness. Quite
Alright, let's search for the entrance then. Quick name says Starfield. Yep, that's the one. Mazidi says, any opinion on Star Citizen? Yes, it's taking way too long. They've made too much money, and now they've become something bigger than the sum of their parts.
That strange energy.
I don't know.
Wait,
at this rate, if I was in charge of Star Citizen, I would even bother releasing the game at this point. I'd just keep milking money.
These pockets of dark energy, I've never seen anything like them. I sense nothing. A void. We should be caught. I wish I could say for certain. I've done precious little reading on dwarven ruins. I do seem to recall the name Arkzand being connected to a university, a library. This place does have a sort of academic look to it, don't you think?
Not really, but okay, go on.
I've seen nothing dwarven in their manner or appearance. Dwarves were meticulous scholars. Their constructs, their architecture, everything was precise and controlled. These shades are like wild animals. Whatever spawned... Reach magic strikes me as wild and unpredictable. Arana clearly shares a strong connection. The source of these shadow beings, these shades. I sense a corruption.
I like that. So there's like a hidden shadowy thing here that Arana sensed that we're not seeing. But that's a cool looking thing.
Anything worth reporting about the contents of that note?
I did not read it.
Appears relatively fresh and intact.
It's written by Greyhost Pentarch. Apparently this is the library of Arkzand.
The library of Arkzand. Interesting. I assume a dwarven library houses more than simply books. Anything else of pertinence written there?
Lady Belen wants to awaken some sort of dark relic.
A dark relic? That sounds ominous. and quite likely related to the darkness that Arana sensed, and I now feel as well. That could be the source of these shades. Anything else?
It mentions void portals, strange energy pockets that can be harnessed to travel short distances.
Void portals, a dark relic resonating power, and strange shades.
Just repeated everything I said.
Can't let any of this fall into Radha and Lady Belaine's hands. Let's see what we can find on the other.
You bet. Let's find a way in. Does this look like a university? Well, I'm getting Mines of Moria flashbacks now. It's just too bright. Tyler says, we'll be lucky to get Star Citizen in 2030. Conceptually, it looks amazing, but I think the developers are way over their heads. I would be too, you know, to get that amount of success in that time. And man, I mean, it looks good. I want to say last year, I think they had like a free play for 3 days, you know, jump into one of your tests or something like that. And I made the mistake of putting Star Citizen on a hard disk. Oh, you do not want to know how long I waited for it to load. It was the longest game ever for me. It was 7 minutes, I think it was, to load.
Such destruction, and not the slow decay of time. Something terrible happened here.
So yeah, I'm not gonna read this one because it's just gonna be summarized anyway.
Looking shard.
That's tiny. Let's go ahead and pick it up. Queenum says, which took more time to produce, Project TL or Star Citizen? I don't have the details on that, but I think I'm guessing Star Citizen, I suppose. Mazida says, other races got special traits while we human got nothing much. For which game are you referring to?
Another note and a strange shard. What do you think, my friend?
The note says Pantark figured out how to use the void portals and mentions shard like this.
Interesting. The shards remind me of something torn from the darkest corner of oblivion. As unsettling as that object is, I think we should hold on to it. Especially if we can use it to navigate the void portals.
It says that Pantark was pulled through the portals by one of these shards.
I suggest you try to use a shard to propel yourself through one of the void...
Fantastic. Great. I'm going to be jumping into one of these portals. Let's see what's on the other side. If it's Oblivion, cool. I always like getting into Oblivion. Mazidi says, I mean in MMO lore. Ah, any game. So Mazidi says that humans doesn't really get a whole lot of special traits or whatever. Ooh, that is creepy. I like that. I like creepy looking monsters. This shade.
Above you. Try to make a connection with that portal.
Above me? Oh, there. Okay.
Worked. Well done, my friend.
Cool. But yeah, I agree, Mazidi, and that's why I like playing humans. And I know that's boring for a lot of people, but I play most of the time human races because it's relatable, to me at least. And if I'm immersing myself in a world and story, playing as a plain old boring human template, then I'll have more fun learning about other races in game without having to play them, I suppose. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that made sense.
This place... I had no idea. I knew the dwarves created some magnificent structures, but this is amazing. And look, more of those void portals in the higher portions of this. The only word that comes to mind is... Until we find the source, I can only speculate. We need to locate it. The longer I spend in close proximity, the more I pick up from the shades. I sense...
Okay, interesting. So we can now use these void portals to travel, I hope. Can I? That would be a cool little feature for this DLC. But at the moment, we're just going to explore library.
Shades.
More shades here.
I sense their presence in every dark corner. Keep going.
Checking in chat. Tyler says, I feel like humans are a boring staple in an MMO. They are. They are. I would love to see an MMO that didn't include humans as a race. Oh, there is one, actually, that I played this year. Well, it's not that humans weren't a race. They were called something else because they were sort of like mutated into a different thing. I can't remember the name of the game. But yeah, I have seen an MMO like that. It will be cool though to have an MMO without the human race, and then you're kind of forced into playing something else. Maybe that could help people like me be more adventurous in our choices and experiment a bit. Because these days, look, no matter what you tell me about theme park MMOs versus sandbox MMOs, theme park MMOs, they may say, or they may have features like, oh, racial passives and racial benefits. It's flavor. In today's day and age, it's really flavor. Other games take it more seriously, of course. Those sandbox MMOs, those PvP-centric MMOs, that's where these racial flavor traits will matter. But to me, I don't really bother with all that kind of stuff because it just tends to skew people to pick one thing over the other for the meta, which I'm not a big fan of. But if I were to play an MMO like that, then without a human race and forces me to pick something else, I would. Good example would be Crowfall. Crowfall has interesting races. Talked about this earlier.
Need to find a way to reach
They've got like centaurs and things like that, and you don't really see centaurs as a playable race in MMOs, right? I mean, that was pretty cool for me. Okay, let's find a way up. God, this beeping is killing me. Tyler says that definitely makes sense. I can understand the really I can't even say that word even though I said it earlier. Creedom says the go-to race for me is Dunmer, the Dark Elves. Well, it's called something else in other games, I suppose. Adolfo says, what is your favorite class? What do you feel is the strongest class? ESO. Ooh, hello, Adolfo. Unfortunately, I'm not the best person to ask. I enjoy my Templar and the Necromancer. Strongest class, I'm gonna admit I don't know. Hopefully somebody else who's like at the end game or into hardcore PvP or anything like that can give you a better answer. We talked to Count Verandas here.
With the path ahead blocked, our only option appears to be the door above us. However, I sense something on the other side. An excellent idea. You might have to get creative to reach the very top. Danger.
So I thought so. So we're gonna have to find a way up using these. Alright, here's the first one. Yep. Second one should be that. Oops. Come on. That's too far. Probably that one. And then should be that one. You know, as fun and as cool as this is, I'm not going to give ZeniMax too much credit here because we had something like this last year with the grapple hook. You guys remember the grapple hook? Now to get to that one, this is going to be a little interesting. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to fall down there. I think I'm missing something else here. Or maybe not. There's another player ahead of me. Yeah. Oh.
With the path ahead blocked, our only option appears...
Not you. Nope, never mind. We made it anyway. Containment chamber. Okay, checking back in chat. Mazzy says,
some sort of
for example, in
apparatus.
Tolkien, elf,
And there's
eternal
a
life.
shade trapped
If
at
I'm
the
not
center.
wrong, dwarf are not easily corrupted. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, you're doing good so far. But human, not even 100 years old, can leave easily corrupted. That's what makes us. You know, every race has that sort of vulnerability factor that. I think for humans especially, I think that makes us unique. Because we are so fragile in a way, when you compare us with other races, and we are easily corrupted, it's when we, you know, step up as heroes and do the right thing and fight against, you know, evil with valor and honor, knowing that we're not immortal and we will die, and we have a shorter lifespan than other races. That makes us really noble, I think. So yeah. Tyler says, elves are awesome. To me, Guild Wars 2 has some of the most unique races. Sure, you have your humans and giant humans, the Norn, but races like the Asura and the Sylvari are pretty awesome. Yeah, I suppose, and the Char as well. For me, I've slowly come to enjoy learning about the Char race because of me jumping back into Guild Wars, the first game, and learning about the history of the war between humans and the Char. And for those that don't play Guild Wars, there's like the cat people. Kitty cats. And they're badass and they're awesome. And when you learn more about the history of the war between those two, the humans and the Char, then you really start to understand what drives these war bands and their motivations and why they turn out like that in Guild Wars 2. Very hardened, trust no one, take no prisoners kind of attitude. One of my favorite classes for sure, the Char. Zeta says, Zelda game got no humans. Yeah. Ground says, other races are always very human-esque. They have faces, arms, and legs, and looks very close to humans, like dwarf, elf, and so on. So they must be boring too. I mean, what can MMOs really do to make a class that doesn't even remotely look humanoidish? I mean, can you guys think of something like that? Can you guys think of a game where you look like probably Jabba the Hutt from SWTOR? Hey, maybe SWTOR. No, even they've got the whole arms, legs, and things. Yeah, but if a game lets you play a model like Jabba the Hutt, then probably that game. Oh no. I'm looking at these void stone things and I already know what's coming. This is a puzzle. Connect the stones, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Let's do this.
Another sheet of parchment. Might that be
Yeah,
another
keep the
observation
discussion
by the
going,
Grey
guys,
Host
because
Empire?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get
What
really
secrets does
frustrated
it
with
reveal
this.
time? Of course. Despite all the knowledge he gained, he made a mistake. That trapped shade. That's the Grey Host Pentarch. We should attempt to free him, if not out of mercy, then to determine what he knows about the dark energy and its... Very well. Manipulate the crystals and see if you can set the tortured shade free. Just exercise caution, my friend.
Tortured shade is in the center, so...
That's it. Keep repositioning the crystals to reflect the energy.
I need to see what it's shooting at. This is gonna be a while. So I've rotated one crystal already to get up there. Fortunately, there is no... Maybe I'm supposed to rotate it some more. Might be from there.
That did something. Try to connect the crystals at all four corners of the room.
Okay, connect crystals, all four corners of the room. Now that makes sense. Now we go back up. So I'm gonna turn this one. Is there a crystal across? There, yep, there is one. Oh crap, I did not see where that one went. Okay. Oh man, this is giving me flashbacks to Guild Wars 2. One of the very first Icebrute Saga episodes where you had to play with the reflections and the damn light.
Something is happening. Try activating the remaining 2 platforms.
Okay, let's turn this one now. Okay, it's hitting the wall. Okay, great. Let's go down there. Let's turn that one. Nope. 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 One more. Hey? Nope. What the heck? Come on, just one more. Huh. Wonder if I got that one. So this needs to go up here. Yeah, I think. Am I done? This is going back into the middle. Ah, that one's pointing at nothing. So this one needs to hit the other one across. Come on. Just one more. Okay, so I've made a mistake somewhere along the way. I've got 3 out of the 4. This one isn't lit. So because there is a pillar in the way, this one needs to turn around. Ta-da!
That did it! Quickly now, question the shade before it dissipates.
Tell me about it.
Darkness is a place. Prison, but more than that. What was once asleep, those stars. And it's hungry. So very hungry.
I don't like the sound of that. This darkness is what, is it what Rudda Alsaran and Lady Belaine seek?
Yes, more than the old one. Yes. The rich for a different purpose. Lady Belaine, the rest that never fails. She goes to where the brass worlds begin. Inside the glow of horrors. Can you hear it?
Nothing I said made sense to me. Hang on, chat. I see it moving. I will get to you in a second. I just spent like 5 minutes going through this puzzle. Okay, before we move on, I want to catch up in chat real quick. Sorry about that. Puzzle time. Where were we? Grounds is other. Well, I read that already. It's just not necessarily. I can understand why other races would follow the human-S template. Makes character rigging a lot easier. I tend to prefer the unique stories that come with other races, which is also true. It makes the game more interesting, I suppose, when you can see other perspectives in other races, besides just the, you know, either the physical aesthetics or the mechanics of a race. Tyler says, Queenum says, The Beholder, is that the name of a game? Tyler says the problem with adding drastically different character models into the game comes with trying to fit different armors and whatnot into the rigs. That's why most games tend to make humanoid races. And we got Paul in chat. Hey, Paul, what's up? Says, what's up, man? Hopefully you finally got some sleep. Excuse me, I did. Yeah, that test stream that I did on Monday was, I started at 3 a.m. and I went to bed at like 5 something in the morning. So yeah, I am very well rested since then, of course. Queenum says, there's no puzzle here, only click until not being able to click and move to the next one. I consider it a light puzzle of some sort. Anything that
such
sort of forces you to think outside the box,
Souls
I'll call it a puzzle.
Like Ball's realm wither over centuries, but this dark heart, it stripped that creature of its vitality almost instantly. I wish it had told us more. It could have been more coherent.
Okay, we know that Radha al-Saran and Lady Belain are seeking something called the Dark Heart.
Yes, but apparently for different purposes.
Skyrim?
Unstable breaches in the fabric of reality, imploded chambers, trapped shades.
Sense.
Everything points to some terrible dwarven experiment that went astray. This dark energy is clearly powerful and dangerous.
So what is it one
As the
with
shade
it?
implied, they each seek the Dark Heart for a different reason. Can only imagine what Radha would do with such power. As for Belain, he called her the vessel that never fills. A curious description. Regardless, we must find them. It must have something to do with the sky above. Perhaps constellations such as those that led us to 𝑮𝒂𝒍𝒍. In any event, it's evident that the dark current flowing through this place traps souls and twists them into these shades. Perhaps it does possess life of a sort. Certainly it holds a vast amount of power. Power enough that we can't.
Okay, continue hunt we shall. I mean, I like the sound of that. We're going to some place where dark, dangerous, and that's where the heart of Skyrim is, which is what this whole year-long journey is built around, the heart of Skyrim. And it's all coming to an end in this DLC, of course, so. You know, if you were asking me, hey, if I've never played the Greymoor chapter and I want to jump into Markarth, is that a good idea? I don't think so. I think it would make a whole lot of sense.
Watch for signs of the Grey Host that should point us towards
to do the main chapter first. Okay, off to find those two main baddies. Scroll down some more. Mazidi says the irony, even some god look like humans in myth. Very true. Ground says we're too lazy to imagine something else. Mazidi says talking about nobility, not every human got that kind of heart. Quignum says you mean like Cthulhu and the Elders? Yeah, why not? If you're talking about physical appearance.
Yes, of course. An orrery.
A what now?
Radha and Belain, we found them. Let's listen in.
The orrery of 𝒂𝒊𝒍, the key to our salvation.
Where are they?
They stood here unmoving for nearly 3,000 years.
You're sure the Keystone will power it, Belain? It must be ready when the time comes.
The Keystone is only part of the puzzle. As you agreed, we must also awaken the Dark Heart.
I gave you my word, Belain. The Grey Host will make your prophecy come true.
Reach witch signs and portents can be tiresome, but they are necessary for this. The Dark Heart must beat again.
And it will, Belain. Soon. With the Keystone, we can come and go as we please. Now, let us leave this place. We still have much to do before we restart the orrery.
Yeah, off they go again.
Reach witch prophecies. What fates are you tempting now, Radha? As we speculated, the Keystone does more than open doors. Radha and Lady Belain plan to use it to restart the orrery. The question remains, why? And what role does this dark heart play in their schemes?
She mentioned Reach Witch Prophecies. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Alright, everybody say Reach Witch Prophecies like 10 times real fast. Reach Witch. Reach Witch. Reach Witch. Do you know what she's talking about?
I'm not sure. We know the Grey Host has Reach Witches among its ranks. Perhaps a local coven has some role in all this. We need to speak with Arana. To learn about Reach Witch prophecies, we might as well go to an expert. Without the Keystone or more of those void portals, we can't get down into the orrery chamber. I'll stay here and try to pick up...
Alright, I'll go speak to Arana. So it's back to the Rebels' retreat then, huh? Okay, let's get out of here. Story so far so good. I'm liking it. It didn't really have the big bang that I was kind of hoping for. Right after the end of Greymoor coming into this. But I suppose they're taking their time with the build-up before they end this year-long storyline for good. Can I use Mount Zone here? Yeah, you can. Oops. Arcsand, Great Lift discovered. Alright, back to the chat. I've got unfinished business there. Quingham says, yeah. Wait, where am I? Ground says, but MMORPG where you were a drop or slime or something very unusual would be cool. I'd play a drop of slime. I would too. Can you imagine that? An MMO where your race character is undefined. Ooh, what's happening? Ah, finally, one near me. So you start off as a ball of slime, and then based on your decisions and whatever, your slime grows into something that matches your playstyle. Wait for me. Oh, never mind. Am I the only one? Nope.
Yes, rage against the storm. Let your vigor seep away and join our great.
So this is pretty much the same as the Greymoor version.
This reliquary is nearly filled.
Just waiting for more players to fill this up because it's gonna get pretty hairy.
This reliquary is filled. Is that what you call triumph? Broken branches and snapped twigs.
I'm lagging. Can't remember what build I'm using. I've got like 2 for Templar, but when you don't have to worry about mana as much, Magicka, sorry, I'm mixing up my games here. Yeah, when you don't have mana, Magicka issue, it's so fun to play.
Remains. The ritual will continue.
Ooh, that was loud.
This storm has served its purpose. Makes no difference.
And done.
The other Harrow Storms. You'll never stop them all.
I'm pretty sure there'd be like daily quests for this as well. Defeat a bunch of these things. Come back here. Now there appears to be a sky shard somewhere. Hidden in the rubble of a Karthwasten canyon. hidden in the rubble. I'm not leaving until I find that sky shard. That's weird. Usually you'd see them kind of like pop out in the sky with its bright glow. Where the hell is it? Oh, there's a heavy... Where's that heavy sack? Out there. Wow. You gotta really zoom into that one. Moving on. I'll come back for this. Probably underground. So where are we heading to? Back into the city? Is that it? Return to Rebels Retreat. Yeah, that's the east side. So... I may stop the story here. Pause the story. And head straight for the 𝒉𝒐 arena, because I want to do that. I want to see what that's all about. First arena released in 5 years. And have some fun there. So, why don't we do that, huh? I'm going to go to the 𝒉𝒐 Hollows. Let's give it a run. Then I'll call it a night. It's just past 12:09 in the morning here. So there we go. 𝒉𝒐 Hollows solo. Try not to cross paths with members of the Spirit Blood clan. They show brutality in battle that even scares the other Reach folk. Whether a gift of their blood or their style of combat training, their warriors do not cease until they lay dead. So, is there a quest that I need to pick up? How do I start this thing?
Beyond this pass, you'll encounter unimaginable creatures. Things no man nor mer should ever lay eyes upon. If you believe yourself strong enough to face them, feel free to enter. Our Rights Matron can tell you all you need to know. The Rights Matron oversees every entrant into the Vattershrin's rights.
Alright, that's all I need to know, so... This matron here has the daily quest symbol, so I guess you can come back daily and try this out.
Closer.
So basically, yeah, this is one of the new things with update 28. A brand new solo arena, of course, so if you have an awesome solo build or whatever, you can come in here and challenge yourselves. It's basically a one large dungeon-style content. You've got 3 sort of paths to pick before you reach the final boss. You can do them in any order, or you can just pick one, go for it. The rewards are apparently really good because they enhance your class skills or something like that. So I'm just gonna give it a shot. Like, I don't have confidence in that my gear is gonna hold up. So, or my skill, or my build.
Approaches. So rarely do we see one enter these hollows. What could you seek? A challenge? The rights determine who may dwell in the Reach. They separate the strong from those too weak. Realms of oblivion leak into this cavern. 3 wings, each holding 2 champions of the great spirits. Pass through each wing. Defeat every creature found within. Only once you clear a wing may you move on to the next.
I accept.
This door leads to the choosing. Once inside, decide on the first path to take. The rites continue until you destroy all creatures within.
All creatures? So this is going to go on for a while.
Caution. The Hollows behave strangely in recent days. Stay wary.
Okay, so there you have it. You heard the rules. Go in there, pick a wing, clear all the creatures within that wing, and move on to the boss. Yeah, I'm feeling okay. Crap, all my food is on the other character. Let's go into choosing. Let's see how long I last in here. Okay.
Oh, an outsider! I haven't seen one of you in an eternity. Come have a chat if you want some advice. It may just keep you alive.
Yeah, why not? Let's see what it has to say.
An outsider? Haven't seen one of you in here for, it must be centuries. Well, as the local ghostly guy, a simple task. But I respect your desire to learn more before deciding. You gain power through foreknowledge as much as by sharpening your blade.
Okay, second thought. No thanks. I'm going in blind like I always do. So we've got blue portal. Oh, hang on. It said the wounding. I have no idea what the wounding. Maybe it puts dots on you. What about this one? Hunter's Grotto doesn't have subtext. What about the red one? The Brimstone Den. So I'll go with red. Let's try this one. Mazidi says, got a pet system in ESO. Pets pick up item drop anything. No, you do have classes that has pets. For example, Necromancer raises the dead for a temporary time, whereas the other one, the Sorcerer, you can have one of your pets run around with you. The Warden, you can bring out your bear and things like that, but they don't, they're more like combat companions rather than picking up your loot and things like that. It's not a very deep pet system here in ESO.
Brimstone Den. Sorry about the heat. Doesn't bother me so much due to my being, well, dead. I can't say I've ever liked being here, but you're not here to take in the scenery. Esteemed heat. A very sprightly fire spirit makes her home.
Alright, fire spirit, that's all I need to know. So basically we're gonna go here and kill the magma queen. Alright, let's kill some scamps. I have completely lost my ability to block and dodge. Now, they said kill all creatures, right? So what happens if I miss a few? Stamina is whack. So you're gonna need to kill a bunch of these mobs before you unlock that door, I suppose. Like, you can see the fire door there, right? Like the fire pathway. It is not unlocked. Did not interrupt him in time. So let me... Oh, no, actually. I guess you only need to kill, like, the defender at the door before you move on to the next area. I'm making progress with Magma Queen. Though I do not think I will be able to take her down. I'm not using a right build at the moment. Maybe on my Necromancer I could. Wrong button. That skill that, I don't know, I was taught to call it the Jesus beam. It's called Radiant Oppression, my favorite skill, but I keep spamming it at the wrong time. It does more damage to enemies below the health threshold. Okay, here's another warden. Looks like the last one before the Magma Queen. I'll be surprised if I get to the boss without exploring the other areas. Maybe if you do, you'll get more XP. I'm not sure. I don't know. First time doing this solo arena here. Alright, I'm ready. Is that the queen? Yep. Well, that's small. Expected something bigger. Let's see. Health. 870,000 health. It's gonna be a slow burn. Let's see if I can keep my magicka up. This is more of a group dungeon build that I'm running on my Templar right now. So for solo, I don't know, but we'll let's see. Let's make this work. Yeah. Ultimate ability. Ads. Ads. Damn it. Not sure what the rock toss was all about. Okay, what's that? Sigil of Defense. Why am I just finding out about that more? Alright, so it looks like buffs comes out at random points, maybe? I don't know. But I'm gonna need all the help I can get here. I have to pick up these ads as well. How's my magicka looking? Decent. Just gonna try and focus on the queen here. Is my ultimate ready? I need one bad. Any buffs? Yep. Sigil of Healing. Fantastic. Okay, good. It's coming together. This is gonna work. Oops, I just ran into a magma wave of some sort. Magic is still good. My adrenaline is rising. Are there any buffs around? There are a ton of little bastards in the shooting me. Bad timing of that dodge. Oh man, I am getting hit. Oh, too much. Too much in the end. But I got her down to like 30 or 40%. Alright. I'll probably do better in this as a different class. The tanky class would do well. My Warden, I'm pretty sure, would do well, and my Necromancer could probably survive better. Let's toggle the recap. Wow. So yeah, it's challenging for solo players, even for me in a casual type of build, but it's pretty fun if you can tackle it solo. You can always go and like browse some of the best builds on I forgot the name of sites, but if you just look for ESO meta builds, then you'll see a bunch, and you can build to try and take down this arena solo, which has, of course, achievement points, and the rewards. Like I said, you get like special, well, not special, you get new weapon sets that enhances your class abilities, which is cool. Mazidi says, got ultimate skill in ESO. Yes, you do. You do have an ultimate ability. So if you go under K, so your class has like 3 main trees, and at the very top is the ultimate ability. Well, most others do have ultimate abilities as well. It's just a matter of preference, but you rarely see people go outside of the meta, and the meta simply means what's best in the game right now that everybody's using. So I don't think I'm going to do that again until I come back here with a better class. So that is a quick look at one of these wings here in the solo Vatran arena, which is nice. See, I am now pumped to actually challenge myself and come back here and give it a proper run, because I know I can do it now. If I can get that far on a squishy Templar, on a squishy Mage Templar, I could definitely push further on a heavier class. So that's probably gonna do it for me, you guys. I did a bit of the story here in the Markarth DLC, showed you guys the arena as well. And yeah, before I go, just quick thoughts. I'm looking forward to seeing the ending of the Markarth DLC story, because of course this is the real proper ending of the entire year-long story, The Dark Heart of Skyrim, which in my opinion is still not better than previous ESO stories. And I mean, it is Skyrim, so I don't know about you guys, but I do have a soft spot for like Skyrim. I do miss dragons, but I think they've milked that to death. So vampires, werewolves, grey host, rebel witches, it's all coming to an end here. And then of course in January, which is like 2 months from now, we'll find out what the new year-long season story is going to be. So I will finish this on my own time, and then I'll put out a review for this, and which includes the arena as well. So what do you guys think? You guys had fun tonight? Quingnum says I like the Morrowind story. I do too. My favorite, as I said earlier, is the Somerset chapter. That's my top 1 or 2. It changes between that and elsewhere. Quingnum says Dragonite. Yes, it didn't come to my head. Dragonite. So that's gonna be it for me, you guys. I am done for the night. 12 o'clock here. I'm gonna go to bed, and tomorrow we'll be streaming again. My plan is to do the Bless Unleashed closed beta test and show you guys what the new Bless Unleashed for the PC Steam version looks like. In the meantime, for those that didn't know, I put out the weekend MMO news drop earlier today. There's a lot of news to cover. I think it's over 10 minutes long, the video, so if you haven't checked it out, it is on the news playlist or on my channel, so give that a look. Lots to talk about there. And that's it. I'm going to call it a night. So thank you, everybody who hung out in chat tonight. Azidi, Gwen, Tyler, Quingnam, Paul. Well, we'll do the roll call then, since I've got the access to the chat here. And everybody else who jumped in earlier. Snoosu. Oh, dear. Okay. I see there's a lot of censored stuff in chat. I don't have like an official admin working. No, there's only one. I wonder why. Is that a link? Did someone post a link? Ah, okay. No, it was a question, which is a fair question. Pranav asks, how shit are the servers these days? If you're in North America, if you're playing ESO in North America, they're decent. If you're playing on EU, I don't know. For me, I've only heard nasty issues on the EU server. North America seems fine for me. Never a problem. Unless it is in the Alliance War, which is their PvP, or World vs. World RBR. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Again, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you for tomorrow's stream. In the meantime, if you got any questions before I go, or any requests, if you want to see another game stream tomorrow night or something, let me know. I've been really happy with the quality of the stream. Which is funny too. Again, I'm pretty happy that I did the test stream on Tuesday. And Monday, I finished at like 5 a.m., right? So I went to bed and I didn't really look at the dashboard, which has all the stats and like the amount of people who watched it, number of playbacks. So I got up the next morning and I looked at the post-stream dashboard on YouTube, and it said like 2,000 playbacks, and I'm like, what? How many? Because I had worded the title as a test stream. I did not expect people to come out and hang out and watch. There was only like 20 or 30 of us just having fun in chat, so when waking up and seeing people watched a test stream, that was pretty funny. So tomorrow we'll have another stream, and stay tuned for more news videos and reviews. Quingnum says the ping is too bad. See, my add-on here, this top bar add-on, the PR here is ping rating, so you can see I'm having 270 at the moment, which is actually playable for Southeast Asia. I don't know about Australia, but 270 is actually decent, and last year, for comparison, North America ESO, it'd be hovering between 295 to like 320. If it was in the EU, it would be like 400 and fluctuating around there. So 270 is really decent. So it depends where you are in the world. Yeah, PvP, as Quicknam was saying, chat, PvP is a different story. But for overland PvE activities, it's totally fine. What is that? A guild message of the day? Okay, cool. That reminds me, I've joined guilds that are like mostly... There's only two. Tamriel Trade Ministry, which is a guild of basically just economy. We're selling stuff. And House Builders. There was a point where I thought about getting to ESO's house system because it's really fun to build and decorate, and then after a while I just gave up because my creativity levels is not as good as some of the other people in my guild, and I'm just too ashamed to show off my works. Like, I don't even want to show you guys my house right now, the free one that I got, because I just dump everything in one corner even though it's a huge mansion. Someday I'll get good at it. Alright, you people, I am out to bed. I'll see you guys sometime tomorrow. So thank you again for hanging out. And yeah, take care. Mercedes says, show us your house. Nuh-uh. No. Let me decorate it first. Maybe in a couple of months. We'll see. Oh, my actual house? We'll see. We'll see. Someday. Alright, guys. I'm out of here. Take care, y'all.